inflation is running wild, then workers are worse off.
10 children aged between 5 and 11 remain in hospital in Melbourne after their bus was hit from behind yesterday afternoon. The 49-year-old driver of the truck remains in custody and is expected to be charged. One child has had an arm amputated. 3 have spinal injuries. Children's Hospital CEO Bernadette McDonald says it's surprising no one was killed.
I am extremely surprised. Having said that, the children, I would never say they were lucky. We have to acknowledge that, this is traumatic for every single person that was involved, the families.
Close to 24 people are feared dead in Malawi after a hippopotamus charged into a canoe. 37 people were on board the long wooden canoe heading to neighbouring Mozambique. 13 people were rescued. The death of a 1-year-old has been confirmed. 5 men have been convicted over the theft of 21 pieces of 18th century jewellery. The jewels were worth more than $180 million and were taken from the Green Vault Museum in Dresden, Germany back in 2019. Dozens of people are still wanted in relation to the heist. Now turning to FIVEAA Sport. The Swans have come to the defence of under-fire champion Buddy Franklin, who's gone goalless during his past 2 AFL games. There's a new bidder to become the NRL's 18th team. The Brisbane Tigers, a club that's been around for 90 years, has put together a $25 million bid, and the Denver Nuggets have defeated the Lakers 132-126 in the first game of their NBA Western Conference Finals Series. Now checking FIVEAA traffic.
Worried about cheap insurance? Who offers great value cover you won't regret? Amy does. Before buying insurance issued by Amy, read the PDS and TMD at amy.com.au and consider whether it's right for you.
At Edinburgh, got a crash Edinburgh Road near Sturton Road. Ashton, Carvey Motorcycle, Marble Hill Road near Monomeath Road. And Newton, another crash, Montague Road near Forest Avenue. Plimpton Park, burst Watermain there, Marion Road near Cross Road. Busy, Fullerton Road at Glen Osmond Road. With cameras today, Wommer Road, Penfield and Prospect Road at Prospect. Did you know Guzmani Gomez hard-shelled taco with iceberg lettuce, cheese and ground beef cost just $3? That's great value. Look up hashtag GYG Did You Know for more. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on FIVEAA.
The FIVEAA forecast now.
Get the Toyota Forklift Advantage. Visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
Partly cloudy for the rest of the day. A shower or two tomorrow, a top of 15. Friday, showers increasing up to 17. And showers all weekend, 17 on both days. Currently, it's 14. Now let's hear what's happening on 9 News tonight.
Commuters lash out as an Extinction Rebellion activist abseils off a city bridge. Adelaide's red light runner hotspots, where motorists are dicing with danger the most. Jetstar makes major changes to its check-in rules. Why the US President has cancelled his trip down under. And the link between the health of your gut and your heart. I'm Brenton Raglas. The full story on 9 News tonight at 6.
The FIVEAA Sports Show. Rowey and Timmy G.
5 minutes after 4 on your Wednesday. Good afternoon to you. The countdown is certainly on now to round 10, Sir Doug Nicholls round, and it kicks off here in Adelaide on Friday night. We'll be there at Adelaide Oval as we build up to it with Stephen Rowe and Tim Ginniver. Boys, good afternoon.
Yeah. Thanks, Sam. That's good of you. Yeah. Hello. If you're going to talk to us, mate, you've got to let us have the microphones on. Very good of you. It's hump day, middle of the week, but not if you're playing Friday night. It's almost like Thursday night, and you've got to get your mindset around that as Port are playing the Melbourne team on Friday. But, well, Stephen Rose, I welcome you to the show. What'd you do today, mate? Anything exciting?
Well, I worked, put in some windscreens.
I heard you.
It's turned out a lovely day. God, it was freezing this morning.
Well,
winter's upon us.
You know it's turned. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
Hey, before we get into this, I just want to let you know, our own Graham Studley-Corns,
the stud,
spoke to the state team last night and trained at Nord Oval and went into the little room downstairs and he grabbed him, and I tell you, I take my hat off to him. It was an outstanding speech, one about spirit, how you control being in a state team, what you do, how to be unselfish. Yeah. It was really, really good and very well received by the team. You would have been, if you were chairman of selectors, like you were once, you would have been impressed.
Well, yeah, we've had some really good speakers over the years. We had Jars once, both actually Darren once, Andrew once. We've had Stud a couple of times. He coached one of them because... just for whatever reason, I think it was during COVID, it was hard to get people. He's outstanding. It's his absolute passion, as it is yours, as it is mine,
And
it's an honour to wear that Superman suit.
Had a great record as State of Origin coach. I think he won 7 in a row.
Yeah.
It was quite gripping when you heard it. And he spoke about the 93, which is now 30 years since they beat the Vics on the MCG.
How can that be 30 years ago?
Well, he said what was happening was we were winning them, but they're all in SA. And the Vics said, you won't beat us over here. And because they got us shellacking in 89 over there. And he said, well, let's play it. So they played over there at the MCG.
Cracking game.
And they've beat them again. And he said, look, some of the players that played, he said, you know, you probably might not know some of the names, but he said, Darren Jarman was the difference. You know, he kicked 6, I think, on the night and the light. But he said guys like Andy Obst, who played a terrific game, you know, he said we still had all the big names in Bradley and Kernahan and the like. But he said it was just one of the most spirited wins that he'd been involved in.
They're fantastic. For those... You can get your tickets. It's the game before.
It's the curtain raiser to Port
Melbourne.
Yep.
Yeah, starts at 3.
Yep, 3 p.m.
So Treaders and I'll do the show, and we'll watch you get the boys
if
up.
you could, and I'll.
What is the record?
I'll try and have a
47-46.
I think it's 48-49.
There you go.
Yeah.
Our way
by 1.
Oh,
so it's really important
Timmy,
to win that. I'm excited.
No pressure, Timmy.
We'll
get down there and watch our state boys
and
go
we'll
about
talk
it.
to the captain later on in the show, which is going to be great. Joey Sinor, congratulations on that one. Hey, mate, Adelaide, we know that they're flying. You gave us that analysis last night on where they're at, where they've been, where they're going to go, and you've got them ranked right up there, and enjoy that. Matthew Nix, well, I'll tell you what maybe looked like a win, it's just got a few issues now. Here he is on big Riley Thilthorpe being ruled out.
Riley won't play this weekend. That's more precautionary than anything. So he received that knock in the first quarter on the weekend. Did incredibly well to push through for us to get right through last week's game. So had scans. We were concerned. I'd say we were concerned post game, but had some scans done. No structural damage at all there. So that's the positive out of it. But we won't take any risk.
But he started in ruck last week on Mother's Day. We saw that. He played on, as you heard, and played well. Is that a big out? How do you replace that?
Well, it is and it isn't. It is for his development.
Yes.
He is and falls in that no-risk category. He's a big fella. They're late matures. He's going to be an absolute gun. I have no doubt about that. Round 6 last year was Riley O'Brien's best game against English, who rucks the whole game. I think he had something like 49 hit-outs, 18 disposals. It was a colossal game for him because it's going to be wet, it's going to be boggy. He loves those conditions. I mean, we'll talk about Tech shortly, but maybe they might rest him as well. This is for the smalls. In Ballarat. So if ever there was a game where there is no risk, this is the one.
All right. One that won't be risked, Murray. He had the protocols for
Any
concussion. I think Matthew agrees with you.
Yeah, Murray's obviously ready to come back, and he was performing extremely well before going out. So we would have been looking to bring him back in, and then with Tom now unavailable, we'll look to make that swap. Yeah. So that'll be a reasonably standard one.
Would have been a tough one if he wasn't injured, Day.
Yeah, you're right. But also the matchups against the Bulldogs you have to manage as well up in the forward line.
They're very good with the tools.
So Paddy Parnell, he survives after taking the hanger of the year.
Yeah, he got presented a car I saw on Twitter.
Already.
It was like a little toot one.
Hot Wheels.
A little Toyota, a little Hot Wheels.
I love that. That's great. Hey, talking about managing people, this was an interesting one. Your favourite, Tex Walker.
At this point, we manage Tex today, so like we've done with everyone else, right throughout. So we'll see how he goes a little bit later in the week. But at this point, we're reasonably confident.
So if this is a game for the smalls, are you thinking you can afford to rest Thilthorpe and Tex?
Well, here's the thing. Round 6 last year, he kicked 3 of 8. He kicked the winning goal. He took 7 marks, kicked 3.
In Ballarat.
Would not have won without Taylor Walker. So if I'm in the coaching panel, I'd have that in the back of my mind. They got 4 games to the bye. So Dogs away, Lions, Suns in Darwin, then the Eagles. Can he get through to the bye? I'd ask him that. I'd ask Burjo that. If he's that banged up, you rest him. But if he's anywhere near 80%...
Didn't look at last week.
No, he didn't. He kicked 5.
He looked good.
100%.
Twisted beautifully.
That's what I mean.
Turned, kicked.
So I think that's a Burjo one and a Tex one.
Yeah, okay.
But it sounds like they might rest him. Anyway.
Wow. Gee whiz. I would have thought at this crucial part, like you're 5 and 4, is that right? 5 and 4? I would have thought, need this win in the bag. You need to get this one down in Ballarat. Is that fair?
They're going to be closer to winning with Tex and the team than not. And as I
with
said,
you.
they would not have won round 6. They only won by a point. Tex on the boundary line fed that one through with about 2 minutes on the clock. I called it. Was unbelievable.
Yeah, no, you're on the money there. Hey, some interesting... Oh, no, we went through Tassie's names and Devils, and there was all sorts of names that came up. Well, they might be the Tassie Crumbles at the moment because they are in a bit of trouble, and I'll tell you why. After, well, what looks like it's happened, only, 2 short weeks after we got the announcement that they're going to be the 19th team.
Politics has entered
the fray in a big way. The Liberals are in a bit of trouble. They've had a couple of ministers leave. This has left them in a minority type situation. There could be a snap election. It's all happening, and the protesters went out today and went crazy.
What does Tassie want?
No stadium! Stick your stadium up your bum!
It sounds like they got a new theme song.
Do you know what it's called? Hire a crowd.
Well, you might be right there, but...
protesters get under my bloody grill.
Yeah, I know.
Who was that person that hung off the end of that?
Yeah.
And I'd have run them over.
Held them up.
I'd have just mowed them down.
It's hard when they're hanging.
Recovering the RAH with 2 broken legs.
So to add weight to this...
The idiots.
Rebecca White, who's the leader of the ALP party down there, this was her today saying about what would she do if she was in charge.
If Tasmanian Labor were elected at the next election, would you bin it, the stadium? Would you can
We would do everything we could to do that.
Everything we could to do that. That's
a populist comment,
isn't it? Well, it is, and it isn't because the federal government, which is Labor, offered up the money of about $240 to
you would
put
have
in
thought
towards it.
They'd be on the same page, wouldn't you?
You would have thought so.
So she's state Liberal?
Yeah, she's the state
Labor.
She's state Labor that said that.
She would have thought they'd
the
be
Liberals
on the same
are in,
page.
and Jeremy Rockcliffe, who couldn't get the Prime Minister's name right or Gillan McLaughlin's name right when they announced it. This was his response. He reckons she's killing the dream.
She is destroying the dreams of many young Tasmanians.
If you stop the stadium, you stop the team, and you kill the dream.
I reckon Albo might be on the blower to Ms. Rebecca White.
I know they have some sort of influence and collaboration between state and fed, but at times, if you think you're going to win an election on the back of it, a snap one, you might just run with it. So,
no stadium, no football team. I know this Rebecca White, and all due credit to her, opposition leader for Tassie, sounds like a bit of a lefty tree hugger to me and a killjoy. She comes out and says, but I love the football team. Rebecca, listen, no football team, no stadium, you clown.
Well, let's have a listen to Gillan McLaughlin on exactly that.
We're not pulling out. We've already the decisions made. The politics of the day, majority-minority governments are real. I just think that this is an incredibly important moment for Tasmania and Tasmanian football. If you want an AFL team, it comes with a stadium. You can't have one without the other, and it's actually now a moment that will actually change Tasmania. And the people who are not convinced of that, again, I'll refer you to Adelaide Oval in South Australia. I'll refer you to Optus Stadium in Perth. It's easy to oppose things. It's easy to point to alternate uses of capital.
Well said. I hadn't heard that, Grab. Yeah. Gil, well said. Albo, over to you. Get on the blower and get your little constituent, whatever you call her, Rebecca Whitey, pull her in the line.
I agree. This is a massive moment for Tassie and the opportunity to get in the AFL. It could all fall over. We'll keep an eye on that one anyway, and we'll keep reporting it.
Well, let's see how strong AFL is down there.
We're going to find out.
If she wants to draw the party line right there, no stadium, no football. Let's see if she gets back in.
If it sounds like if they have a snap election, it will be almost like a referendum. Stadium or no stadium.
That's exactly right.
That's how it will go. Yeah. So I sound like Will Goodings. I've got to cut this out. Let's get on to Port Adelaide to do the big game on Friday, and I've got my analysis.
I want you to be brave with the analysis.
I've got the counter analysis to yours last night, and I'll let you know where we've been, where we are, and where we're going.
Please.
Before I do that, Kenny's just talking about Big Charlie's chances of playing.
Charlie's dealing with the injury from last Thursday, which he's still tracking pretty well. We're optimistic around him being available for Friday night, but we won't know that until much, much closer to the game because we've had a short break.
That sounds like no chance. That's code for no chance.
He nearly said optimistically hopeful.
Yeah.
Nearly said it, I reckon. He was very close.
Well, I've moved on from optimistically hopeful.
I've
lifted the lid.
Can you feel it?
I've had a smell. I've stirred it.
That's 10 weeks ago.
I'm back. We've got Rory Sloan. I'm putting it right to him too.
That is so old, that one. Scotty Lysett got taken off 3/4 time. We said that, but he is keen on his, well, maybe chances of playing.
Scott's fine, got through the game really well on Sunday, and we managed him at 3/4 time to take him off to give us an opportunity to select him this week if we wanted to.
That's code for he's in.
Yeah. I think we've read both those codes pretty well. So we did all right. Where are Port Adelaide? And
Please,
give
be
us a
brave.
call, 8223 0000. Get on the unique Homestyle Foods text line. And those donuts were good. And let us know whether you agree, disagree, the like. Port Adelaide, where are they currently? Well, they're sitting on 7 wins and 2 losses. And
6 in a row.
And I would have thought after 9 weeks, not too many people may have predicted that, because everybody was actually trying to point out your first 5 are really tough. And to do what they've done, I think at 7 and 2, that's above where they put
thumbs
that's
up.
2 thumbs up and more ticks than you would have guaranteed. So there's 14 games remaining.
Correct.
7 at home, 7 away. I have Port Adelaide. Now, before the season begun, you asked me for a prediction.
I did.
I said that we'll win. We'll start slower than the Crows, but we'll finish better, and we'll finish with 13 wins.
Okay.
I was wrong. We're going to finish with more wins. So,
I
was wrong. I was wrong.
Captain
and I reckon it's
be brave.
Correct. Here we go.
Yeah.
The reason I'm saying that is I believe out of the 7 away and 7 home, we're going to win 4 of the ones at home and 3 of the ones away. Now, I'm not going to say which ones like you did. You went through every one of them, said this one will go. What I've conceded is, and this is, again, could turn upside down. Round 10, I'm at home, playing Melbourne, few injuries. I'm going to concede that one. Melbourne, Geelong at home, and Collingwood at home. They're the 3 best teams in the comp. So I'm saying the 3 best teams will beat us at home, right? So you can see I'm conceding any chance of winning those, which I don't believe. But I've got to pick some losses. Then the home wins, I've only got to win 4 of these, okay? Richmond home, Gold Coast home, Collingwood home, Crows away, that's away, sorry, GWS at home, and another, Richmond at home. And I'm thinking we can win 4 out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've only got to win 4 of the 6 at home after conceding that Collingwood would beat us at home, which might not happen. So I'm now going, we've got another 7 wins. That's 14 wins. 14 wins gets you in, probably sniffing around the 5th or 6th mark.
I've actually written down here, what number's that? 7 wins as absolute locks.
There you go.
So here's the thing left. I'm with you. 14 games left. You've got to win half of them, and you're a top 8 lock. You've got 7 wins now.
Yep.
13 assures you a top 8 spot.
Well, it doesn't assure you this year because of the extra game for gather round.
Well, I'm going through it.
Yeah.
Well, you're right. But 13 would assure you a top 8 spot. I'm saying that's a 12. 12 got you in last year. 11 got you in 2021. What, 2020? It's COVID.
Yep.
12 got you in 2019. 13 got you in 2018. In 2018, Port and Crows both had 12 wins and missed out.
There you go.
So the magic number is 13.
I think 13.
You'll do that with a leg in
and
the
I'm
air.
saying 14, you'll do it with a leg in the air. Champion Data has Port Adelaide rated the hardest remaining rounds. The hardest out of all 18 clubs. Champion Data formula. So it's actually, Port finished 11th and got this draw.
Okay.
Unbelievable.
Well, no good complaining now. That's your
No.
draw.
They've only got 2 games against the bottom 4 for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
Which we know how yours played out yesterday. They play Richmond, Geelong, Collingwood, Bulldogs, Crows and Essendon twice. How that came out is beyond me. That is incredible.
No, but you only
For
have to
time
win half
finish
your
11th.
remaining. You're in the 8.
Yeah.
Bang.
They've got,
and Ken keeps his job. Boom.
It is incredible. And this has been without Dixon at times, Marshall at times, Georgiades out for a season. So they've got pretty
They've
reasonable
done
key
very,
players
very
out.
well.
Orazio Fantasia not playing. So really, where they are and where they're going, I think it's thumbs up.
I was listening to the Brecky team this morning because we mentioned Mr. Squiggle, the prediction for
You
Mr.
did,
Squiggle.
and I've got him right here.
Mr. Squiggle, there he is, has Port finishing 5th, Crows finishing 8th. A home showdown.
And
I'll get Chad. We've got to get Chad on that week. This is our.
I do like
this is our dream final.
Yeah. Well, interestingly, we did squiggle today.
We did the squiggle ourselves.
Oh, did you?
Tim and I.
And
so it's a thing.
It is a thing.
It's a thing.
Yeah, it's a real thing.
But it came out Port 6th, Adelaide 8th. So, yeah, we don't play each other.
We know fine.
Yeah, but that was yours. This is an algorithm. Actual squiggle head. Is it called Mr. Squiggle?
There
or
it
Squiggle?
is.
There it is.
Hold
it up to the Foodland live stream. So yesterday when I read through it, it is true.
Yeah,
I got that from Steve from Beechwood Homes.
But you didn't get that ranking.
No, but that was your ranking.
No,
It shouldn't change, should it? Makes no sense.
So,
It changes.
but we're sitting here now in May talking about both our teams locks for the 8th.
Which is exciting.
This time last year, I wanted to jump off the balcony head first.
It's exciting.
A lot would have said, just please do it, Rowey. But that's what football is. I love it.
It is, and it turns quickly. And
3.5 years ago, the Crows won the wooden spoon, mate. So take that lid fair square off.
I'm keeping that analysis.
You're a bit conservative there, just quite. You don't like looking ahead, do you? It's not in your DNA.
I don't, because I don't like to say, we're going to lose to them, we're going to win to them.
No.
But
Okay.
I think
I get you.
if you can't win half your games from here, you don't deserve to play finals. But 7 out of 14, I think it's more than comfortable.
And that is a sensational year with all what's happened.
Thank you for my
Well done, Kenny.
Thank you for my analysis.
I'd give him a 3-year deal.
Professor Jennifer with these glasses.
It'll be the first time since 2017 both Port and Crows will play finals.
Not taking the bait, is he?
No, he's definitely not. He's not taking the fishing
Sign him
today.
now.
All right, on this Wednesday, Rory Sloane's joining us on the show. Port Adelaide's Francis Evans is on as well. Joey Sinor, the captain of our state team. We're going to speak to the Hockey Roos. They're in Adelaide this weekend. And Cricket Australia ahead of the schedule being out now with the Test Series. And Port locker room tickets to give away to Friday night's match against the D's. It's 23 after 4. We're going to take your calls next.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show. This Thursday, join Jade Robran for the Mental Health Spotlight in partnership with Breakthrough Mental Health Research Foundation. Breakthrough is Australia's only foundation solely dedicated to life-changing mental health research. And the Spotlight explores different mental health issues impacting our community. This week, on the topic of mental health in sport. So listen in this Thursday at 2:30 for an enlightening discussion as part of the Mental Health Spotlight with Jade Robran, supported by Breakthrough Mental Health Research Foundation.
I'm Kathy Nagel, the Chief Executive of Western Hospital Henley Beach. Many people don't know that they don't need health insurance to be treated in a private hospital. Many procedures are more affordable than you may think, and access to a wide range of specialists and services is just a phone call away. So if you're considering surgery, there are various payment options available, and we can arrange a personal quote. If you have questions about paying for your own procedure in a private hospital, give Western Hospital a call on 8159 1200 to discuss.
Too many bottles, cans and containers aren't being recycled properly, ending up in the yellow bin or landfill. Direct Collect is solving this for good. Sign up to Direct Collect today and they'll deliver one of their blue bins to you. Once you've filled it with bottles, cans and containers, all you have to do is book a collection and Direct Collect takes care of the rest. Your refund will be deposited to your bank account, or you can choose to donate it to a participating charity or club. Search Direct Collect online.
Tip Top bakes every day with Australian wheat. So whether it's raisin toast outside Rockhampton, English muffins near Mullumbimby, or sandwiches in Cabramatta, Tip Top is baked into Australia.
You might think having thousands of POWs is excessive, but that's not what the team at Parafield Airport Liquor Store think, because that's how many they have. Sure, they might be made up of over 200 gins, 300 craft beers, 500 whiskies from around the world, and over 2,000 wines. But they're some of the best POWs you can have, and they're always looking for more. Parafield Airport Liquor Store. POWs, next to Roulette's Tavern, Kings Road, Parafield.
Some blocks of land are flat. Some aren't. Some may need a retaining wall. Some may need more than that. But for all blocks, Rossdale is there to help. They'll do a free site inspection, tell you what you need to know about your land, and save you time and money in the end. Whether it's a custom home, standard design, split level or 2-story, Rossdale has it covered. Now that's a builder you can trust. Rossdale Homes, because trust is a must.
This year, Australia has a chance to give Indigenous Australians a real say in their future. Join us. Visit yes23.com.au.
Authorised by Dean Parkin Australians for Indigenous Constitutional Recognition Limited, Sydney.
Have you got the ticket that could change everything? The $4 million grand prize in the Hospital Research Foundation Home Lottery is what dreams are made of. Fully furnished and custom built by Scott Salisbury Homes in Leafy, Melbourne, this grand prize is absolute luxury and comes with $200,000 cash. Retire early, invest, or live mortgage free. The choice is yours. Join the fight. To see full details, visit homelottery.com.au. Licence M14364.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
27 after 4, Francis Evans from Port Adelaide to join us next. And just quickly before we check your traffic and check your calls, great news for traditionalists. The AFL Commission have met today. The AFL Grand Final time has been confirmed for a daytime 2:30 start again in 2023.
No surprise there, was there?
Is no surprise with Andrew Dillon signifying that, I think, only a few weeks ago.
Well, and it skills last year in the helm. I think it's open slather after that.
Yeah, you might want to have your say on that. 8223 0000 is the number. Rossdale Homes, Adelaide's fixed price custom home builder, because trust is a must. Here's your roads.
At Ashton, got a Carvey motorcycle, Marble Hill Road near Monomeath Road. At Royal Park, got a crash, Tapley's Hill Road near Old Port Road. And Lockley's Urgent Gasworks, Henley Beach Road near Findon Road, down to 40 k's with a lane closed citybound. Busy right now, Belair Road at Springbank Road. And look out for cameras, Trimmer Parade Seaton and Whites Road at Paralawi. Get big sizes and big savings at Big W with 12 kilos of Supercoat Smart Blended Old Dog Food, just $40. Save $7. Woof! That's great value every day at Big W while stocks last. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
All right, we've got Steve at Port Noarlunga. G'day, Steve.
G'day, guys. How you going?
Excellent, buddy.
I'm just wondering whether or not the potential Premier of Tasmania has actually looked at places like Adelaide and Western Australia and just seen how much good, not just what the stadiums have bought, but also the. I mean, in South Australia, if I'm not wrong, since we got the stadium, we managed to find some money for a nice big hospital. We've got another one. We've got another one planned. We've brought over, I think, a rugby union. We're in the second year of starting off the state of origin, and we've had a whole lot of concerts, and I just can't see that someone's not going to get in her ear. Look, Western Australia might be not comparing apples with apples because they've got a lot more money, but someone has just got to get into her ear and stop just proffering all the negatives. You know, the initial cost. They've got to have some more foresight, I think.
Steve, you're spot on, and I think this is up to Albo, and I'd be our Prime Minister, Mr. Albanese. What's his first name? Anthony, sorry, I should have got that right. God, what's wrong with me? I think I'm having another one of those stroke things.
Mr. Rockcliffe?
Well, he's got to pull her into line, the Honourable Rebecca White. She's the opposition leader for Tassie. Now, I don't want to get political with it because we get told off for doing that. But from where I sit here in the cheap seats, she's putting self-interest in front of what's doing the right thing. She's not being courageous.
If she doesn't believe that.
What do you reckon?
Well, she might believe it.
I mean, what do they do? They do these snap polls and they have things that, well, Tassie Stadium's not popular. Well, it's not with tree huggers. It won't be ever with tree huggers, lefty tree huggers that want to, anti-buddy development.
Well, they want health and housing and all that stuff put first. That's what they think. That's why they think the stadium's not important.
Well, it's federal money, $240 million from the federal government. You're going to knock that back, Rebecca White? Go parasail down a bloody tree. Or hang off the Morford Bridge like those other losers. What were they called? What are they called again?
Do you want to give them airtime? Extinction Rebellion, unfortunately.
Absolute
pretty poor.
Let's get to the headlines, Sam, because Frankie Evans is one.
Yes, he certainly is.
Let's get back on track.
After the headlines.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G. This is Adelaide's 5AA.
David Bruce with the latest news headlines. The average pay packet has grown by 3.7% in the year to March, but inflation is almost twice that. There's a push to tweak the design of the Indigenous voice to Parliament as voter support slips. New Zealand police have confirmed they've launched a homicide investigation after a hostel fire which killed at least 6 people. and Taylor Walker is in some doubt for Saturday's game against the Bulldogs, but coach Matthew Nix is quietly confident he will play. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Worried about cheap insurance? Who offers great value cover you won't regret? Amy does. Before buying insurance issued by Amy, read the PDS and TMD at amy.com.au and consider whether it's right for you.
At Ashton, got a Carvey motorcycle, Marble Hill Road near Monomeath Road. At Royal Park, got a crash, Tapley's Hill Road near Old Port Road, and Lockley's Urgent Gasworks, Henley Beach Road near Findon Road, down to 40 k's with a lane closed citybound. Busy right now, Belair Road at Springbank Road, and look out for cameras, Trimmer Parade Seaton, and Whites Road at Paralawi. Get big sizes and big savings at Big W with 12 kilos of Supercoat Smart Blended Old Dog Food, just $40. Save $7. Woof! That's great value every day at Big W while stocks last. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The latest forecast, a shower or two, a top of 15 tomorrow. Currently, it's 13. More news at 5, and as it happens on 5AA.
We're here with Toop and Toop's Bronte manual. Now, Bronte, we've just been hit with another interest rate rise. What does that mean to the market?
Well, we always knew there'd be another rate rise or two. If rates settle around that 6% mark for the consumer, buyers will know exactly where they stand and will be able to pursue properties with some confidence.
But what does that mean then for property prices?
The market, it's all about supply and demand. And right now, there are a lot more buyers than homes for sale. While that's still the case, there's a great opportunity to achieve a premium price for your home.
So would you say now's a good time to sell, or should we wait a bit?
It's always a good time to sell when demand outweighs supply. Right now, buyers are competing for your home rather than your home competing for buyers. But you still need to make sure you're working with an agent who really knows their stuff.
To find out what your home is worth in the current market, visit toop.com.au.
Shane here from Adelaide Exposed Concrete. It was really simple. We were introduced to Ryan. He came out and seen us at our premises, which was great. So we didn't have to come in. He came out and seen us. Friendly, understanding what we were looking for, wasn't pushy, wasn't like one of these salesmen that comes in and just wants you to sign on the dotted line. Gave us the opportunity to talk about what we wanted, and from there the process was quite simple. Came in, saw the rest of the people that work at 5AA, sorted out some great radio ads, and from there it's just grown into what it is today. The process is really simple. It's not daunting, it's not hard. The people that work here make it very simple and very easy to understand for anybody.
To get your message out there and grow your business, visit 5AA.com.au and hit the Advertise With Us link.
Winter is coming, but the forecast isn't all bad, as the Olympic Industries winter sale is on now. Expect strong savings across our entire range of sheds and more. Step out and grab a deal. Olympic Industries, built to last.
Did you know that virtual funeral services are becoming increasingly common? Friends and family can live stream the ceremony from all over the world. It's simple touches like these that Simplicity Funerals can help you with. simplicityfunerals.com.au.
Always expect the best from Adelaide Appliance Gallery, home of designer appliances, which means right now you'll save up to 15% on Falcon upright cookers, plus receive a special 10-year warranty for this month only. Also this month, Miele are offering a 10-year warranty. That's a 10-year warranty on Miele this month only. We can also arrange delivery, installation and removal of your old appliance. Adelaide Appliance Gallery, home of designer appliances, Payneham Road, St Peters. T's and C's apply.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
It is 25 minutes to 5. Rory Sloane coming up in the next hour, and we still have Timmy's Lucky Sevens quiz for those Port Locker Room tickets to give away. But protect and improve your business with One Solution. They're winner of the National Telstra Enterprise Customer Excellence Award.
Well, Port Adelaide had a terrific win down in Tassie, even though the stadium protesters might have been out the front. They had a terrific win against North Melbourne. They won by 70 points, and this man had a fair impact on it. Francis Evans, welcome to the show.
Howdy, thanks for having me.
Firstly, mate, when you get that opportunity, I'll tell you what, you know how to take it with both hands.
No, it was, obviously unfortunate with Junior going down with a few weeks of suspension, but it was nice to, I guess, open up an opportunity for me, and just wanted to come in and do my role, and I was lucky enough to hit the scoreboard late towards the end, but just wanted to come in and kind of do whatever I needed to do for the team.
What I've seen you so far, every time you've had that opportunity, and I think you came on late against FIVEAA as a sub as well, every time you come on, mate, you're chasing, tackling, harassing, and being able to get that one or two goals, which is vital. I mean, that is exactly your role, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly right. Kind of going the most games with a few focus areas. With Chad Corns, and they're usually kind of those areas for me. So I just try to nail them as well as I can, and play my role as I said, and the rest kind of takes care of itself, I find.
Well done, Francis. I do like how you go about it. You're a competitive little mongrel, and they're normally the best ones. 14 different goal kickers, and I went through it. It's a bit of a makeshift forward line at the moment because a lot of dudes are out. Bonner kicked 2, who's a defender. Burton kicked 1, who's a defender. Jonah even got 1. Burn Jones, I know he didn't play. He was subbed and you went in, but he's been up there kicking goals. Goodness me, they might move you back, Francis Evans.
Yeah, I know. It was some sort of spread of goals. It was good. Everyone kind of got in on the act, and it's always fun, those games, when you kind of share the load and everyone gets a little lick of the ice cream. It was good. There was a few unusual goal kickers, but it's always great when you can spread it around, and it was pretty special playing for Tej when he kicked, I think, his second career goal, which is pretty cool.
Well done. Kenya's had 63 hit-outs to 24. What I loved about your game, you went on to win the clearances, but not only that, 42% of your goals came from clearance chains. That is a massive number and a credit to your midfield, Francis.
Yeah, definitely. Those boys have been going really well. And even Bryn in the ruck. Obviously, Goldie's one of the best ruckmen going around, so he's very experienced, but he was able to, although we lost the hit-out, to kind of negate his kind of impact. Our mids are really good. They're all playing really unselfish roles and getting after the opposition, and when we get the ball, the likes of Butters and Rosie and Ollie Wines, they're just really strong and skillful. So I think that's been a real strength of our game, which we'll keep improving.
While we're talking stats, found one the other day. Time in our front half, differential to every other club, is plus 6 minutes, 23 seconds, and it's ranked number 1.
Wow.
So that gives probably people an idea that when we're getting in that forward half, you're able to hold it in as well.
Yeah, that's a nice start. We kind of have a focus of, I guess, as a forward group, applying pressure and not letting, if we do turn the ball over, not letting it slingshot back out easily. So I guess that kind of contributes to that number, and our defenders do a really good job of pressing up and not allowing easy balls out. So that's been a focus throughout the pre-season, and it definitely helps with rescoring, and it saves our petrol tickets. You're not defending and running as much, which is nice.
Now they call you Francis, Frankie. Frank? What do they call you?
Yeah, been getting a few. Frank, Tank, me. I don't know. There's some shockers in there, but there's a few different ones floating around.
Frank the Tank, I like it. This week against Melbourne, we know that they got the 2 twin towers there, but it's the ability, and I think the Goldstein experiment just proves that we can still have that impact that we're having, even though they might have a winning tap ruckman.
Yeah, definitely. Our mids have been really good, along with Josh Carr, kind of looking at their oppo and what they want to do. And we've been good at adjusting on the fly during games if the opposition ruckman has got on top. They're all over it, and coming up against a great midfield, obviously, but I think we'll take it to them, and we're all confident in the boys inside.
How's Big Charlie going? Sorry, Francis, I thought you'd finished there. I jumped all over you like a blue-ass fly. How's Big Charlie moving? Is he in?
He's good. He didn't train today, so we're going to give him as much time as he needs, and he'll be a test for tomorrow at Captain's Run, so he'll have to tick a few boxes off. He's in good spirits. Did a little bit of stuff earlier in the week, so he's moving pretty well. We obviously love him to play, but we're not going to take any unnecessary risks. So I think that'll be a decision between the coaches and the medical staff tomorrow.
Yeah, Ken Hinkley, rightly or wrongly, cops the brunt of heat externally. I know internally he's loved and admired. What's he mean to you, Francis? Kenny?
Yeah, Kenny's been great. He's been really supportive of me ever since I've made the move. I think me being in and out of the team this year, he's always kind of spoke to me, doesn't shy away from,
good,
I guess, the reasoning behind it, which is good. I like the honesty, and he's really supportive and encouraging. kind of lets everyone be themselves. So it's a good, relaxed environment.
Hey, I was just wondering, Frankie, Willem Drew, he's laid 38 tackles in 5 games at Adelaide Oval this season. It's 13 more than any teammate. Is he just a hog? Like, does he push teammates out the way to tackle him? What's going on there? He is exceptional, isn't he, those 1%ers?
I don't know, by the sounds of that, he must be. Yeah, I don't know how he does it. He must pull up pretty sore. Yeah, he's great, though. He's probably one of the more unrewarded players externally in the team. Like, he does a lot of those 1%ers that, I guess, win you games and probably don't come up on the stat sheet as much. But yeah, he's great. He plays his role to a T, does it every week. And yeah, against some elite midfielders, like will be this week again. But yeah, he's just going to go at it again and hopefully lay a few more tackles for us.
Francis Evans, we don't know a lot about you. You know, you read the bio, they get picked up. No surprise, you fit it in beautifully. Tell us a bit about yourself. What are your interests outside of footy?
Well, I've been getting into my golf a little bit. Not very good, but don't mind to have a swing. Love heading down to the beach, and I'm living with Zach Butters at the moment, so we have a little FIFA tournament and backyard cricket tournament going.
Okay.
So yeah, it's all pretty stock standard for a footy player, but yeah, golf's probably the main one I've been getting into at the moment. And it's nice that the weather's good here as well.
Well done. You've settled into Adelaide life for a bit warmer than Geelong, aren't we? Have you got out to the wine drinking regions, or you're a non-drinker, or?
I haven't yet. I don't mind a drink, but I haven't got down to them yet.
Okay.
Yeah, not sure. I'll need to find a time to do that. I've got a lot of friends that have done it, and I reckon it's
good on you. Good on you.
Good day, so.
October's a good month for doing that. Enjoy that when you get out there. And when you do get to have a hit, whereabouts have you played golf in Adelaide so far?
I've played at Westlake, played down at Mount Compass a few times.
Yeah, right, beautiful.
Just kind of been, switching between those two, so they're both pretty nice courses and not too hard for me.
Excellent, mate. Well, you keep hitting them well and keep hitting the scoreboard, mate, all right? And good luck against the Demons on Friday night.
That's it. Thanks, guys.
Well done, mate. Francis Evans, Port Adelaide, small forward, doing a great job.
Terrific pickup, I reckon.
Yeah. Oh, like I said, every time I've seen him play,
together,
he just
has a crack.
They have a massive crack, and he always kicks a goal.
Well, he doesn't miss. Give him a chance, he can sniff it. Well done.
Spot
Francis Evans, our guest.
All right, cybersecurity and workflow has never been more important than right now, so don't mess around. Get in touch with our friends at One Solution. They are winners of the National Telstra Enterprise Customer Excellence Award. We are going to take a break. Here's your traffic.
At Ashton, got a car v motorcycle, Marble Hill Road near Monomeath Road. Royal Park got a crash, Tapley's Hill Road near Old Port Road. And Edinburgh got a crash there too, Edinburgh Road near Sturton Road. Slow for works at Lockleys, Urgent Gasworks there, Henley Beach Road near Findon Road, speeds out of 40 with cameras today, Edinburgh Road, Edinburgh, and Heaslip Road at Angle Vale. Strap yourselves in for one last ride with Star-Lord, Gamora, Groot and Rocket. Don't miss Marvel Studios' Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 in cinemas now. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA Sports Show, Rowey and Timmy G. 5AA, Adelaide's #1 station for sport. Thanks to Rossdale Homes, home of the absolute fixed price contract. No builder's variations, no nasty surprises.
Hi Calvin, it's Michael from Automasters here. I've just got your car on the hoist and I just wanted to show you.
Now you can see what we see.
The engine oil is very low. I'll just show you that now.
Autocam.
This is your cabin filter. As you can see, a fair bit of dust and dirt.
Real-time video sent direct to you from your Automasters technician.
You can see the outside of the throttle body's nice and clean. The inside here.
See any issue firsthand. How good? Real-time reporting with instant SMS approval. Call 1300 Automasters. Great service guaranteed.
Adelaide, get ready. The Ampol State of Origin returns to our state to kick off the 2023 series. Witness Australia's greatest sporting rivalry between the Queensland Maroons and New South Wales Blues. Pick your side or we'll pick for you. It's sure to get heated. The Blues versus the Maroons, Wednesday, May 31st at Adelaide Oval. Tickets selling fast. Secure yours at nrl.com/tickets.
I'm Kathy Nagel, the Chief Executive of Western Hospital, Henley Beach. Cardiovascular disease is the highest killer of women in Australia. So don't ignore the signs. Reach out to your GP to refer you to our cardiovascular specialists. Many of the tests towards diagnosis and all the treatment options are available here at Western Hospital, all under the one roof at our healthcare hub. Your health is our priority. Challenge yourself to take the first step. To find out more about our cardiovascular services, visit westernhospital.com.au.
Our health system is seriously stretched. Now is not the time to mess with medicine supply, but the government is going to make medicine shortages worse by introducing 60-day dispensing. With the TGA reporting over 395 medicines already in short supply, this plan will make it harder for you to get the medicines you need. Take action at medicineshortages.com.au to ensure all patients receive their medicines when they need them. Thank you for supporting your local community pharmacy.
Authorised by Suzanne Greenwood, the Pharmacy Guild of Australia, Canberra.
At SEW Eurodrive, we understand things don't just go wrong between 9 and 5. Our renowned emergency breakdown service ensures constant motion of production lines and ancillary equipment 24/7. Visit sew-drivecom.au.
Australia's constitution is 122 years old and still doesn't recognise Indigenous Australians. This year, we have a chance to fix that and give Indigenous Australians a real say in their future. To find out more, visit yes23.com.au. Join us.
Authorised by Dean Park and Australians for Indigenous Constitutional Recognition Limited, Sydney.
AutoCam.
So this is the air filter out of your car.
Real-time video sent direct to you from your Automasters technician.
It's not actually the wheel bearing. What it is, the handbrake.
AutoCam. Real-time reporting with instant SMS approval. Call 1300 Automasters.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
It's 12 minutes to 5. Rory Sloane after 5 o'clock. And where are they now from 5:30? Plus, we still have those Port locker room tickets to give away to Friday night's match, Port Adelaide against the D's.
Absolutely. We're going to go to the phones, 8223 0000. Keep those unique home-style food texts flowing through. We got Luke on the line at the moment. G'day, Luke.
Hey, Tim. Hope you're well, mate.
Excellent,
and,
mate.
Rowey. Hey, I just want to ask a question to get your opinion on Port's injury there. So Georgie Artis is out, possibly traded next at the end of the year. Rav Ollie Lord has signed. Really, really happy with that. Dixon, I think he's almost done. Orazio Fantasia, I don't even know what he should retire. He's just useless, unfortunately. True to the body.
Hey, careful, Luke. I mean,
And,
he's a good friend of show, and he's a lovely lad, and he's battling his heart out to get right. It's not his
He'd love
fault.
to be on the park too.
Yeah, absolutely.
I know he would love to be on the park, but at the end of the day, I'd love to be on the park too. But if his body can't handle it, it's not up to AFL standards. You know, he's just taken away valuable. You know, I know he's a friend, he's a good bloke and a lovely person and all that, and get all that. But at the end of the day, the football club's a business, and he's taken away valuable money from the salary cap. So I'm just a little bit curious on where we're heading in that direction, and what should we look for at the mid-season draft.
Yeah, rightio. So that's what you're looking for as far as Port Adelaide's needs. You'd have to say that it probably is, if you could, and I don't know that you'll find one in the mid-season draft, but if there was a leaping ruckman of some sort that you could get your hands on, well, fair enough, but I don't think you'll get one in this mid-season draft.
If you're sitting here round 10, Luke, worrying about who you're getting in the bloody mid-season draft, well, then your team's stuffed.
Yeah, it's really a top-up. That's what you get, because then they've got to do a pre-season and the like and get up to AFL standards. So, look,
they're exactly what the word is, a top-up player. They're insurance, and it's a crap system.
I don't like it, personally. I think a mid-season trade is a better option than draft, and that's where, to Luke's point, what you could actually do is say, actually, we need a tall defender. How can we get into some sort of negotiation with somebody to swap somebody that's not getting a game, perhaps with you?
Thank you, Luke. Let's go to Grange. Nick?
Hey, boys, I hate to be the party pooper. I know you won't be happy, but I have yet to see any economic or independent analysis of how this stadium in Tasmania is actually going to make the huge difference that the AFL says it's going to make. I mean, it's $715 million for 23,000 seats. We know that these things have cost blowouts. We know inflation is at 8%. By the time they build it, it could end up costing $800 to $1 billion, $800 million. Who's gonna cover the extra cost? It'll probably be the state government of Tasmania. I'm not here to say that it's not going to work, but I've yet to see an independent economic report from anybody to support the proposal of the AFL. Well, not proposal, actually ultimatum, to be fair. But if you don't build a stadium, you don't have a team, which I think is highly unfair in my opinion. But that's just my thoughts, mate. I'm not a party pooper. I'm not someone that's going to, doesn't like change. Nothing to do with that. It's all purely about economics. And to spend nearly $1 billion on the stadium for 23,000 people, I just don't see it adding up at this stage.
Well, no, well done, Nick, and you're right. If there was a time, and the Crows are in exactly the same position, where you don't want to be going to the bank and borrowing money or have cost blowouts for a build, it's now. And inflation's not that percentage. That was incorrect. But yeah, you do have blowouts.
Yeah, I think.
And if you were a government, you would be a little bit conservative. But here's the thing: you're building for the future. You're building something that this state, or the Apple Isle, of 500,000 people have been screaming out for decades, more than decades. And sometimes it's risk-free reward. Sometimes you've got to have a crack to do a crack. And Nick, the other key thing, and the AFL and the government, the federal government now, but all of them gone at pains to say this. Yeah, it's only 24,000. It's not a football stadium. It's not just a football stadium. You'll be able to get, when Pink comes to town, have a Pink concert. When, I don't know, the big cars that jump on those things that we used to get at Adelaide, you'll start attracting all of that, Nick.
I know they say that. It is a difficult task to get them, though. Look how hard it is for us, Adelaide, to get those big acts to come to us. They seem to always skip Adelaide, don't they?
Well, okay, but, you can be defeatist and negative about it.
No, but Nick's point
But they have a more chance of doing it if they've got a stadium with a roof over it and they've built and they've invested in it than if they didn't.
I think one of the arguments, quite frankly, right now is they've all looked at it. They've thought about what Nick has just said, and they've gone, who's picking up the bill?
Yeah.
Who's picking up the shortfall?
Step your stadium up your bum.
That's the argument.
Who sung that?
That's the Tassie protesters.
Hang on, I thought this show couldn't do anything below the bell.
No, I know. I'm with you. I
would have dumped that.
Because that's the argument, I reckon. Right now, they're all looking at each other going, well, if this blows out, who's picking up the bill?
That's a good point, Nick. You're right. Hello, Bennett, Sydney.
Hey, how are you? All right? Thanks for having me.
You're welcome.
That's the way. I'm a Port supporter, I'll be honest.
Well, don't be ashamed about that, Ben. You didn't have to preface that.
That is fine.
You're just Ben from Sydney on the screen, and we're happy to hear from you, Ben
Who's
from
gone
Sydney.
up in my estimations.
That's the way. Look, I love listening to your show, and Rowey, I love your passion about the Crows, but I think you're a little bit wrong with saying that the Crows are better. The numbers saying that Port's 4th and the Crows are 8th.
Yeah, that's okay.
You know what I mean?
Who won the last showdown, Benny?
Well, yeah, I know, but at the moment, as it stands, the Power are the better team at the moment.
Benny, would you be as nervous as a cat on a hot tin roof about playing the Crows tomorrow?
No, I reckon it'll be the best game in town.
Yeah, well, absolutely
That's not a bad answer,
it would be.
Benny.
And it's not going to be Friday night by the sounds, round 20.
Oh, no, how bad is that? That's terrible.
What are you doing up there, Benny? Why aren't you coming home? What are you, a big accountant, or are you a big lawyer up there? Why are you in Sydney?
No, I just run a small to medium business.
Good on you.
It's good, and I lived in Adelaide for about 20 years, so
Good
did all
lad.
my schooling there.
Well done.
But I know where my roots are, mate.
Yeah.
Port Adelaide.
Don't ever forget
good
where
man.
you're from, Benny. Well done.
Good on you, Benny.
I'd
Well
send
done,
you a $50 Powers voucher, but it's about 3,400 kilometres away from you, Ben. Well done. Now, have we got a behind closed doors?
We do.
Ooh.
That's
We're gonna do
coming
that
up
now?
No, we'll do that later in the
Come
show.
on. Oh, you've been talking it up. Blakey
did a really good skit this morning on this
Okay.
very show.
All right.
But we'll hold that till after 5 o'clock because we've got the news
Well, you're doing a bit
coming
of a
up.
teasy.
Well, you did, yeah.
Well, I hope it's good. Because there's nothing worse than doing a hook, a tease and all that. And you get anything. Gee, I had to wait in the car for that.
Blakey's always worth waiting for.
No, we love him.
He is fantastic. 5 o'clock news coming up. Rory Sloane next.
Rowey and Timmy G on the FIVEAA Sports Show.
5AA Breakfast.
Morning to you, Luce.
The Extinction Rebellion protesters are currently abseiling from the Morfett Street Bridge.
Well, that's thrilling news, isn't it? If you, I don't know, maybe go to Calvary Hospital.
Informing Adelaide.
See, I totally believe in climate change and think that we need to do something about it. But watching things like this, I just want to go and get like a sort of, Monaro V8 and drive around in circles in the middle of a seal colony.
Now,
6 a.m. weekdays on 5AA.
To help build South Australia's future, our young people need the skills to build theirs. That's why the state government is building 5 new technical colleges across the state. They'll help address our critical skills shortage and take high school students from in-school to in-demand in areas like advanced manufacturing and engineering, defence, early childhood education and health and social support. Get a head start to a hands-on career while completing your SACE. Find out more at technicalcolleges.sa.gov.au. A message from the Government of South Australia, Adelaide.
At Terrain Tamer, we've tried to take all the hard work out of four-wheel driving, so you can be an expert as well as an enthusiast. Our parts interpreters talk fluent four-wheel drive because we're talking with 50 years' experience. We've got all the four-wheel drive parts you'll ever need, so you can toss them in the back for cheap insurance. When you're miles from the closest mechanic, you'll appreciate that advice. Terrain Tamer, we talk fluent four-wheel drive.
It's SUV season at Mercedes-Benz, with significant end of financial year savings on select new and demonstrator models while stocks last. Shop in-store or online today. Ends the 30th of June. Terms and conditions apply.
You want to shut out the wind and rain in winter, or the sun, flies and mozzies in summer, but you don't want to sacrifice your view? Then you need Phantom Screens. For protection from sun, wind and rain all year round, Phantom's SA-made outdoor motorised blinds can span up to 12 metres wide. They offer effortless automation, a blind that's there 1 minute and gone the next. From the hills to the coast and everywhere in between, choose Phantom Screens. Get inspired online at phantomscreens.com.au.
Mouthwatering meals start with MasterChef quality ingredients like fresh Coles Aussie 380 gram, no added hormone grazed grass-fed beef New York strip steaks. Now $14. Save $3. That's value the Australian way at Coles. Offer ends May 23.
Did you know that the pyramids of Egypt, the Taj Mahal and the Roman catacombs were built to honour and enshrine the dead? At Simplicity Funerals, we believe a funeral needn't cost the earth to mean the world. simplicityfunerals.com.au.
When you build with Lamar Homes, things happen pretty quickly. I'm talking months, not years. At Lamar Homes, we never take on too much. We're nimble enough to move on things a lot quicker, so you won't be waiting forever to live the dream. Plus, right now, Lamar Homes is throwing in $35,000 for your concreting, landscaping and fencing. $35,000 of extras and move in way sooner? Absolutely. T's and C's apply. lamarhomes.com.au. Here today, home tomorrow. Sooner.
Winter is coming, but the forecast isn't all bad, as the Olympic Industries winter sale is on now. Expect strong savings across our entire range of sheds and more. Step out and grab a deal. Olympic Industries, built to last.
Online, on DAB Digital Radio, and on 1395 AM. Talking Adelaide. This is Adelaide's 5AA.
A possible shower tomorrow with a top of 15 degrees after getting down to 6 overnight. With the 5 o'clock news, I'm David Bruce.
It's nearly tax time. Act now for immediate delivery on Mitsubishi Triton from Agostino Mitsubishi, Nailsworth and Elizabeth.
A decade-high increase in wages is being welcomed by the federal government. The average pay packet has grown by 3.7% in the year to March. But with inflation at 7%, people's spending power is going backwards. Treasurer Jim Chalmers says workers are earning more money, but the cost of living is still too high.
This is a welcome outcome. We want wages growth in this country to be strong and sustainable. We've seen the welcome beginnings of that over the first 12 months of the Albanese Labor government.
Some supporters of the voice to Parliament say tweaking the body's design would get more people on board. The latest Resolve poll shows 53% of Australians would vote yes if the referendum was held today, but that's down 5 points from a month ago. Liberal MP Julian Leeser says putting key details into legislation instead of the Constitution would boost voter support. Extinction Rebellion say their actions on North Terrace this morning were not disruptive. but drivers and the police disagree. The protesters have been targeting the convention centre, which has been hosting a national energy conference. Today's antics included abseiling off the Morfett Street Bridge. Kate is a member of the group and says they're not causing any real problems.
We apologise for any inconvenience that might have been felt by people, but we are saying that was not disruption. We know what disruption is. You know what disruption is. Disruption is wildfires. Disruption is floods. Disruption is heat waves.
5AA listener Ray was trying to drop people off at the Royal Adelaide Hospital this morning.
The traffic was banked up all along West Terrace. The police had to actually stop cars going down North Terrace totally. It was just impossible to get through.
And Police Commissioner Grant Stevens is not impressed.
I can guarantee people that we're taking this very seriously, and we'll be making sure that we hold these people to account for the disruption they cause. I fully support their right to protest. I'm ambivalent about the nature of their cause, but there's a way to do it to get your message across, and there's a way to do it and piss people off, and these people are doing the second.
Police have arrested 3 people for drug trafficking after a raid on a house at West Beach overnight. Officers uncovered about 146 grams of methamphetamine in the premises. Other items used in connection with the sale and use of illicit drugs were also located, namely glass pipes, plastic resealable bags and scales. A 37-year-old man from Elizabeth East, a 36-year-old woman from West Beach and a 43-year-old man from North Adelaide have been charged with trafficking in a controlled drug, and they'll appear in court next month. New Zealand police have confirmed they've launched a homicide investigation as they look into the cause of a deadly hostel fire. Arson is now suspected in the blaze, which killed at least 6 people in Wellington. 11 people are still unaccounted for. Acting Wellington District Commander Dion Bennett says a reconnaissance crew is now inside the building.
And as the name suggests, they'll be conducting an initial recon of the building, working to develop plans for a more extensive search by our specialist staff, which we expect to commence tomorrow.
Now turning to 5AA Sport. GWS captain Toby Green is set to return against St Kilda this weekend after missing the last 2 weeks with an ankle injury. The 29-year-old has booted 20 goals in 7 games this season. Sunday's clash is shaping up as a must-win for the Giants, who sit 15th on the ladder with 3 wins from 9 games. And Melbourne's Lockie Hunter has been fined $1,500 for what the AFL says was unsportsmanlike behaviour. He left the interchange area, ran to the boundary line outside the interchange gates, and gestured towards a Hawthorn opponent who was running past with the ball. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Worried about cheap insurance? Who offers great value cover you won't regret? Amy does. Before buying insurance issued by Amy, read the PDS and TMD at amy.com.au and consider whether it's right for you.
At Ashton, got a car via motorcycle, Marble Hill Road near Monomeath Road. Royal Park crashed there too, Tapley's Hill Road near Old Port Road, and Lockleys look out for urgent gasworks. Henley Beach Road near Fendon Road, she's down at 40 with a lane closed. Busy at the moment, Belair Road at Springbank Road with cameras Wommer Road, Penfield and Warner Road at Semaphore. Click Forensics Mayhem sale is on now. Shop exclusive deals with FIVEAA, Scorptech, QV Skincare and more. Hurry, ends 11:30pm Thursday. Visit clickfrenzy.com.au. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
And the 5AA forecast.
Get the Toyota Forklift Advantage. Visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
A possible shower tomorrow, a top of 15 after getting down to 6 overnight. Showers on Friday up to 17 and showers all weekend 17 and 18. Currently, it's 12 degrees. Now let's hear what's happening on 9 News tonight.
Commuters lash out as an Extinction Rebellion activist abseils off a city bridge. Adelaide's red light runner hotspots, where motorists are dicing with danger the most. Jetstar makes major changes to its check-in rules. Why the US President has cancelled his trip down under. And the link between the health of your gut and your heart. I'm Brenton Raglas. The full story on 9 News tonight at 6.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
It's 6 minutes after 5 coming up this hour. Where are they now at 5:30? We're going to speak to Joey Sinor, who is our SANFL state captain for this Friday's game against WA. He'll join us very soon. And Port Adelaide locker room tickets to give away. Our Timmy's Lucky Sevens quiz to play, and behind closed doors, all involved before 6 o'clock. But it's time for Rory Sloan. For you installer kitchens, offer quality South Australian made DIY kitchens at a price that fits your budget.
Rory Sloan.
Rory Sloan on the 5AA Sports Show.
Oh, it's that time of the week. It goes quick. Wednesday's Rory Sloane Day.
It is.
Probably at training, getting the massage. Rory, how are you?
Good. Not quite on the bench yet, but this week is flying already. It's already time to prep for the doggies. Felt like we just beat the Saints.
Last week we heard a lot of the boys were, well, not banged up. You get this time of year. It's brutal. It's hard. It's a tough season. Do you feel like that rest last week for the group is better this week, or are you still banged up?
I don't think people are banged up. I don't know. I think everyone's in pretty good nick. We certainly played probably, I'd say, our best performance for the year. So I think guys are feeling good. 6-day breaks are great though. It's always recovery based. 5 and 6-day breaks, so guys will have a chance to freshen up.
You've answered my next question. Was it the best win for the year? It was comprehensive, 52-point win against the best defensive team in the AFL Sunday. What pleased you most about that?
Probably our defence, really. I mean, like, we kicked a fair score in the end, but I think what's put us in these positions over the last couple of months has just been our ability to defend strongly and keeps teams to a limited score, and that's I enjoyed the way we defended on the weekend, and some of our attack came with that.
I love the attack more. You can defend. You're as brutal as anything at the contest, the Crows. That has been the DNA of Nixie. You scored 6 goals from defensive change last round. It was ranked number 1 for the round, and this one really tickled my fancy. Have a listen. Michael Annie takes the McGain Real Estate Mark of the Day, goes courageously up the middle to Saligo, doesn't let him down. He rolls to the 45 to Rochelle. That's the kick that will open up this play. He's got Philthorpe, but didn't even want it. Now he does. He takes the mark. He can handle to Rory Sloane. Yep. Handles on the outside. Again to Murphy. Murphy to Dawson. Dawson with his right knee. Looks for Fogarty. Big fly Fogarty. Rankin. Good night! Terrific team goal. That was champagne, Rory. That's the new Crows DNA.
I can't actually remember that play. I was trying to envisage that play, and I was involved. So, no, we certainly moved the ball with real intent on the weekend, and that was certainly a focus against, as you mentioned before, the best defensive side in the comp, and we've got a lot of respect for the way St Kilda have been playing and defended, and we really wanted to challenge them in that area.
Well, how did you compare, say, the Saints and defensively compared to what you're up for the week before against the Cats? How did you now head to head? Who's better?
Oh, they're both solid. I just think we were probably a bit more polished on the weekend in terms of what we could control. It was a long game. We had some chances late, and I thought that was just a ripping contest. But yeah, I thought we were just probably a little bit more polished this weekend.
As Rowey was saying, like, it's about converting turnovers and defending your turnovers when you create them, but you have to be kicking well to do that. And as a team, that seems one area that you've really improved on.
Yeah, we certainly had a focus on that area and just be able to shift it and hit the easy one. And yeah, that definitely has been a focus, I suppose, over the summer. And it also comes with another year of playing with each other and building that cohesion with this group.
Surprised at the spike in which you're playing and the talk externally about how good this team is now, Rory?
Am I surprised or you're surprised?
Well, I must admit I am a little bit, but I was going to say credit to you because your positivity all last year when buffheads like me are bagging your list development or your game style or your list manager, and you've been steadfast, firm and confident, and you're reaping that reward. So, I mean, are you surprised?
No. It reminds me of when I was coming through. I've reflected on it a bit when we were younger. Myself, Tex, Danger, Petrenko, Davis, McKernan, like this group's kind of in a similar position where they're all started to come through. They've all played games. It's a couple of tough years we had there with Craigie, and then the more game time you start to get, and when you start to get those 20, 30, 40 games under these guys' belts, you can see that start to click. And I think that's what we're seeing now. It's like these guys have been able to get a lot of game time in, a lot of experience. We've got a bit more balance, I suppose, of experience and inexperience in this team now. And it's nice to have Keezy notch up 100. I don't think there's too many players. I think he's the only one with games in 100 games. No, I think we've got a good balance.
The reason people are getting a bit excited, I mean, it's only 3.5 years ago it was wooden spoon, all that development, players left. You've steadfastly stayed there, steered the course under Matty Nix, and here's where we arrive. I mean, Robbo said this, that you can win the flag. Have a listen.
Adelaide can win the premiership this year, I reckon. They have got such a balance of youth and experience.
Now I've lifted the lid. I've had a little sniff. I've had a little peeky-boo in. I mean, it's exciting, Rory.
Oh yeah, and we're excited too. I mean, we just want to keep playing solid footy and just keep building that level of consistency. And it's certainly a driving force for myself and a couple of the older boys, but also these young kids are just as hungry. I reckon you heard we put Peds on the show last week with what he said, and we certainly want to be in the mix and play some finals again.
Hey, Rory, on to this week. You've got the Bulldogs in Ballarat. You've played there before. It can get a bit wet, wild and woolly. If it does that then just become a territory game?
Pretty much. I suppose most games you look at most games and time and forward halves are probably a big stat to who wins a game of footy, but yeah, it can be wet and windy. It can be forecasted for wet and cold and windy, and it can be beautiful there too. So I think there's going with no expectation. It says 11 degrees and a mill of rain or something at the moment, but we'll go there and just assess it on the day and see what the winds are. It's normally favouring one side or one part of the ground.
Take your long shorts, perhaps. We've already heard Matty Nix ruled Thilthorpe out. That's a bit of a blow.
Yeah, it is. I mean, he's been in good form. But what I was most impressed with, I mean, Thorpe did that injury in the first quarter, and his ability to fight through the game and still play a pivotal role for us the whole game, I thought was outstanding and great growth for him.
And Duday out as well with concussion. That's a bit weird. It was called delayed concussion.
Yeah, I've actually seen the hit, and it was a pretty full-on hit to Dude's face. So, yeah, he pulled up a bit groggy, and yeah, we'll take concussion pretty seriously. But he's looking good and feels good today, and I expect him to be back next week after this.
Another light week for the Texan, just a lazy 5. I mean,
yeah,
he we call it a bottle of wine. He's a Rusden Blackguts in 04. He's just getting better and better. Rory.
I know he's calling himself the Grange at the moment, the big Texan.
Oh no! Oh no!
No, he's not. No, I'm just kidding. But he is.
That's beautiful.
I mean, I got to watch him last year and see how he performed and prepared, and yeah, it's inspiring for myself and everyone that's his age. He's in some ripping nick, and yeah, he's moving well, the big fella. So yeah, going to keep going.
Yeah, well, all the 200 plus games were on fire. Yourself, Tex, Brodie Smith on fire.
Yeah,
got to play. You got to carry the load, you 200 gamers.
Yeah, well, and that's it. Well, I mean, we've been around for a while, and that's the expectation when you've played a bit of footy. So, yeah, we want to be there helping these guys perform.
Are you a bit stuffed up? You a bit sniffly, Rory?
No, it's that time of day. I'm just probably starting to get probably just ready for my massage and just relax. Really relax into the late half of the week. And just
get off the phone, Rowey, will you?
Well, hang on. Have you ever fallen asleep on the massage table and had dribble come out the side of your mouth?
I don't like. I love to have a chat with the schools and just have a talk and have a yarn. But on the rare occasion, today might be one of the occasions I might just shut the eyes for a bit, stare at the back of the eyelids.
Yeah. Rory, you don't talk to the masseuse. You just lay back. Get those glutes rubbed. Hey, we heard Jake Saligo, we had him on Monday, and he said his mum enjoyed it a little bit too much up there on the Hilux Hill and the Ute for Mother's Day. Did anyone else get untidy?
I'm not too sure. Mate, and this is one thing we've been doing really well as a club. There's been a lot of involvement from parents to family to partners and everything. And yeah, the way the mothers felt on Sunday, I mean, that's obviously not ideal to spend the whole day at the footy for Mother's Day, but they had the best time. A couple of functions went on for some of the mothers, and yeah, they got to sit up on the hill. So to have them line up in our guard of honour as we run out, that was pretty special as well.
Yeah, well, the last team to beat the Bulldogs at Ballarat, it was by a point, was who, Rory?
It was us last year.
Yeah, round 6. Well, I'd like to order that again, thank you very much, Rory Sloan, and stay in the 8.
No worries, mate. Just for you, Rowey.
Okay, well, no, you do it for yourselves. Don't give a stuff about me. Hey, enjoy that massage. Have a great week. We love how you're going about it, and let's get the 4 points on Saturday.
Sounds good to me. Thanks, guys.
Well done. Rory Sloan, our guest.
Yeah, planning a DIY renovation, visit You Install at Kitchens. They have custom cabinetry for the kitchen, laundry, linen and much more. Cabinetry that's locally made, fully assembled and quick to deliver, the easy way to DIY. Rory Sloane each week on the show. Let's check your traffic behind closed doors next.
At Ashton, got a car v motorcycle, Marble Hill Road near Monomith Road. Penfield crashed there too, the Northern Expressway near the Heaslip Road exit, and Lockleys Urgent Gasworks, Henley Beach Road near Findon Road. She's down at 40 k's with a lane closed citybound. Busy Hackney Road at Bundy's Road with cameras Whites Road, Paralowie, and Womber Road at Penfield. Steer your super in the right direction with Prime Super. They don't answer to shareholders, they listen to members. Prime Super. Check the PDS and TMD at primesuper.com.au. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G. He was a legend at both the Blues and the Bombers, and more recently called the shots in the Adelaide coaches box. Now, Scott Camperreale joins Rowey and Timmy G each Tuesday on the 5AA Sports Show, thanks to Unique Homestyle Foods, proudly baking for hundreds of South Australian businesses for 35 years. Greatness in the making.
Hi, I'm Jo. I'm a registered nurse and I work with St. Louis Home Care as a clinical care coordinator.
St. Louis was started by my great-grandmother and is one big, happy family, with lovely staff just like Jo.
The people that work for St. Louis are very loving and caring.
Whether it's personal care, preparing meals, shopping, home maintenance, or social activities, we help people stay at home for longer.
If you're interested, come and join us.
Google St. Louis Home Care today.
Interdimensional time travel. Theoretically possible, yet for now, practically out of reach. All we know is that when we do hop dimensions, we'll wear merino thermal underwear for $34.99.
Engaging the underwear.
Made from 100% ultrafine Australian merino wool. It's special you can buy at the Aldi Snow Gear Sale this Saturday while stocks last. Range differs between stores and dimensions. Aldi, good, different.
Time to find out what's making news in the Channel 7 newsroom as we welcome Rosanna Mangiarelli to the show. And Rosanna, chaos in the city.
Yeah, there sure was, Tim. Chaos, anger as well, as a 69-year-old Extinction Rebellion activist abseiled from the Morfett Street Bridge, bringing peak hour traffic to a standstill. It pretty much came to a crawl for well over an hour, so plenty of frustrated commuters. Even the police commissioner was left fuming. Now, also on 7 News tonight, an exclusive, the Adelaide builder under investigation over delays and shoddy workmanship claims. Several kids have been left with critical injuries after a horror school bus crash in Melbourne. The latest on an inquiry into whether the deaths of 2 fathers at the Royal Adelaide were preventable, why US President Joe Biden's pulled out of his planned visit to Australia. Dover Gardens families forced into emergency accommodation after a frightening townhouse inferno, plus an Aussie mum's miracle pregnancy, the 1 in 50 million chance. Hope you can join Will and I tonight, 7 News at 6, Tim.
Thanks, Rosanna, and all the team at Channel 7. There's only one choice, 7 News tonight at 6.
A shock absorber, CV joint, or maybe a bearing kit. It may seem like just a 4-drive part, but open it up and you'll find so much more. Each terrain tamer 4-drive part is the culmination of 50 years of experience. Every break, every lesson, every setback far from home strengthens everything we do. So when you break down miles from home and you drag out our number, you'll know you're in safe hands. That's the terrain tamer connection, and it comes free with every part.
Stressed about replacing an aging legacy industrial gear unit? SEW Eurodrive can promptly supply a modern drop-in replacement engineered to match crucial dimensions and driven by efficient gearing technology. Out with the old and in with the SEW. Reduce downtime, gain in efficiency by choosing SEW Eurodrive drop-in replacement, assembled in Australia from locally stocked components. SEW Eurodrive, driving Australian industry since 1982.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
20 minutes after 5. Where are they now? Coming up after 5:30. And Joey Sinor from the state team. He's our captain named overnight, which is
Well done,
great.
Joey.
Good selection, I would have thought. Are we allowed to tease where are they now is? Should we do that?
Where it is?
Who our where are they now is?
Oh.
Should we tease?
I think...
What do you mean, tease?
I think we
Just
know
play
who it is. You said it's us.
What are you talking about, Tim?
You told us before the break. It's us.
Oh, no, he's saying where are they now?
Where are they now,
Oh,
Tim?
sorry, where are they now?
Oh, my
I thought
goodness.
you were talking about behind closed doors.
What's going on here?
I'll tease it with this.
Jeez.
I'll tease it with this.
I was just paranoid about John Blake.
Yeah. Okay, Howard. Oh, yeah.
Let's steer the ship,
Hey,
Rowey.
switch your ears on. What did Jack Cale say? Treat footballers like
a brick with two ears.
Brick with two ears. You just presented yourself as a brick with two ears.
Did it.
I'll tease it because it's good
Yes,
to tease this.
I think so.
It's Indigenous round, which we celebrate.
So Doug Nichols round. Yeah.
And the two Gowans brothers think they are undoubtedly the favourite sons of Centrals.
They do.
No.
Nobody was more popular than this bloke.
No. This bloke claims, what's the word for it? Claims
to be
the title.
self-claimed?
No, he's not.
No. He's definitely the man who holds the mantle.
I think he holds the mantle.
All right,
how's that for a tease?
We finally got there. There's your tease for where are they now, which
The
is coming
rotund
up
one.
after 5:30. Oh,
Right.
Does that help? That's probably not nice for
What are
him.
you going to do now then?
All right, well,
This
now
has
we're going
been
to throw you under the bus even further.
This has been the worst 3 minutes of our radio
if that was-
as a you know.
Understand if that was mistakenly taken by for behind closed doors by our listeners. It wasn't, because this is behind closed doors.
And when we get behind closed
SA's greatest rivalry on radio, the 5AA Sports Show, Rowey and Timmy G.
Yeah, here we are for another sports show to talk some sport. And Stephen Rowe, how are you, my friend?
Yeah, I'm good, Jimmy G, but I don't understand how if you're the Port Adelaide Bogan and I'm the Toffee Crows representative, why is it that I'm the one that keeps getting dumped for bad language?
Well, maybe we're not bogans after all, Rowey.
Well, I reckon it's not fair. It's...
No.
What happened there? Did you dump that?
Yep.
What was wrong with that?
It was a bad word.
Who says?
Well, everybody knows it's a bad word.
It's a good word.
Well, it's a matter of opinion.
Well, in my opinion, it's a good word.
Okay, but I think you might need to be a little bit more empathetic to the feelings of people that might not like that word.
But if I reckon it's a good word, and I might be right when I think it's a good word, and that means I'm being empathetic, or whatever the hell that word is.
It's empathetic.
How come you're the Port Adelaide Bogan and you're the one using big words that I don't know?
Well, because...
I'm the Crows person and I'm supposed to know the big flowery words that Port Adelaide people don't understand.
Well, to define your explanandum, Rowey, that would be that we're not as bogan as you think we are.
Well, look, I reckon it...
No.
What happened there?
I think that was dumped.
What was wrong with that?
Another bad word.
But you said explanandum.
But that's not a bad word.
It is if I think it sounds trans-regionate and slightly tramontane.
Oh, dear. Gee, that's...
He can
Blake.
even dump him behind closed doors.
It's very good, isn't
It's
it?
amazing.
John Blake, you can hear him on
Oh,
5AA
classic.
breakfast
Oh,
every day
God
with
love
David and Will, and after 7 o'clock as well
Yeah.
each night.
I remember when that happened because Blakey
Yes.
just the second walked into his studio, which is right next to us. The only thing that separates us is a
see-through
piece of glass.
Yeah, and I get very nervous.
And I saw his little pen come out and write something down. I thought, oh, hang on.
He's got us.
Next minute, the next day.
Straight on the
Oh,
recording.
it's gold. I love it. Hey, talking about the future of both coaches.
Oh, please.
Matty Nix, Ken Hinkley, of course, both on fire, you would say, at the half-time report.
Oh, well, they're in the eight.
What would you say, the quarter time? It's a third, isn't it?
Well, they played 9 games
and there's,
and there's 23 rounds.
Both going
24.
okay, fourth and eighth at the moment. Well, let's hear, the President Olsen on Matty Nix's future.
I've referred to Matthew Nix as a next generation coach, and we're on a good pathway going forward with Matthew Nix. For the foreseeable future, that is the group that will be delivering and continue to deliver for the Adelaide Footy Club.
Foreseeable future, I love that line. Yeah. That has no ending on it, but mate, at the moment they would be very comfortable with their coaching group.
For the list Matty Nix inherited, if you like, and remember he was on the back of that camp debacle, then there was walkouts of Cameron and Lever and Keith and McGovern. We could go on and on and on.
Yep.
There's some poor recruiting and all of that. Some
wooden
poor list
spoon
management.
first year.
There was a wooden spoon the first year. To be in the top 8 in under 4 years, that is a credit to him, his coaching group, the leaders at the club, to stay true to that course, with buffheads like me, potting everything that went wrong that was anything that went wrong, to be in a position they are now when I was optimistically hopeful with a lot at the start of the year. And I love Campo. He's got a good level of, what would you call it, balance with his commentary. And he said it's not the wins, the losses, it's the how. He really likes the how, and I really like the how.
And there's some numbers to back that up.
And there are some numbers to back that up. So to Nixie, absolutely. I mean, you can only go on what the players say. And my son had 2 years with him. Absolutely loved him.
He's got another year to
He's
go.
got next year. Yeah. No, well done.
So
Well
they
done.
won't be in a hurry.
And now that's no excuse for
that.
this management. You
Yeah.
know how I feel about that. I think they can strengthen that. If Andrew Mackey was there, you'd go and get him 100 miles an hour. Because I think that's the big gap. You get that right. They've got most things right. You got Burjo there. Oh, God. Lift the lid. Just play.
And Kenny Hinkley's made some changes.
Okay,
and
move on.
the old captain, Travis Boak, had this to say.
Yeah, I mean, I can see Kenny coaching the club for a long period of time ahead, and what Kenny's been able to do is continue to grow, continue to develop, and sort of just mould with the group and understand what the group needs. And I think that's been shown again this year. He's obviously gone down to the bench, sort of learnt that the players really enjoy that interaction with him on the bench, and we've had a lot of close games in those moments, and the players have been able to interact with him in those moments, and obviously he's passionate about the footy club, he's passionate about his players, and I think with it comes a lot of vulnerability to really open up and share how much he does love the footy club, how much he does love his players, and then that allows us to show vulnerability back, and I think we're starting to see it, and we're just enjoying the journey at the moment, and I think he is as well.
Well, Boakey's loving it. He's loving his move down to the bench. I think we can see that. That's actually physically playing out. You can see that right on the bench every game, and you're seeing the interaction with players. So it's working beautifully, and Boakey's backing him in all the way.
Well, that's Travis Boak, and I would have thought here now today, the most universally admired footballer in the AFL. Certainly at Port Adelaide, and from afar you look at him and you go, I mean, there's a lot of them, but he is, the way he goes
one
about
of
his
those
footing, the
guys,
captain, all that sort of stuff.
Hard to dislike.
He has validated Kenny beyond belief there. So to the Ken knockers, do you turn on Boakey now because he supported him? I mean, you know, those Kenny knockers out there.
Travis, nobody's going to turn on
There's
Travis.
no, that's what I'm saying. There's no better testimony than from him.
Yeah. Yeah, and
no bigger and better testimony from him.
Absolutely flourishing.
So what do the Ken knockers do now? Because they're still out there.
Well, the thing is, it's exactly about what we spoke about here. They just got to keep doing what they're doing.
Of course they will.
And they're doing it well.
Well done.
Everything else takes care of itself. And that's what they've got down to. They've gone, right, yeah, we'll leak in too many goals. We're going to get down and dirty. We're going to get nitty-gritty. And they've been able to get themselves in a 7-2 position.
It's coaching.
Is tick of the box. Well done.
What an excellent start to the year for the Power. 28 minutes after 5. Headlines coming up, and then where are they now?
The 5AA Sports Show. Rowey and Timmy G. 5AA Breakfast.
The Police Commissioner, Grant Stevens, joins us in the 5AA Breakfast studio. Commissioner, good morning to you.
Very infuriating to hear what people have to put up with as a result of this completely selfish protest activity.
Informing Adelaide.
Notwithstanding those potentially critical situations of ambulances being stuck in congested traffic, taking people for medical treatment, by all means protest. But there's a way to do it to get your message across, and there's a way to do it and piss people off, and these people are doing the second.
6 a.m. weekdays on 5AA.
3 words your friends and family never like hearing.
We're moving house.
Well, you can always rely on budget truck and car rentals to help out. From 3-ton moving trucks you can drive on a car licence to vans and moving trailers. Budget car and truck rentals make it easy as to move house. Do it right in half the time and save money with budget car and truck rentals. Call 13 27 27.
I'm Kathy Nagel, the Chief Executive of Western Hospital, Henley Beach. Cardiovascular disease is the highest killer of women in Australia. So don't ignore the signs. Reach out to your GP to refer you to our cardiovascular specialists. Many of the tests towards diagnosis and all the treatment options are available here at Western Hospital, all under the one roof at our healthcare hub. Your health is our priority. Challenge yourself to take the first step. To find out more about our cardiovascular services, visit westernhospital.com.au.
This is Adelaide's 5AA.
David Bruce with the latest news headlines. Extinction Rebellion protesters who disrupted peak hour traffic in the city this morning may be forced to cough up for the time and cost of emergency services being called out. US President Joe Biden has been forced to abandon his Indo-Pacific trip, which was to include an address to federal parliament. 200 Australian firefighters are off to Canada to help tackle wildfires burning across the province of Alberta. And this year's AFL Grand Final will be played in its traditional afternoon time slot, despite a push to have a twilight game. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Worried about cheap insurance? Who offers great value cover you won't regret? Amy does. Before buying insurance issued by Amy, read the PDS and TMD at amy.com.au and consider whether it's right for you.
At Penfield, look out for a crash on the Northern Expressway near the Heathslip Road exit ramp. Royal Park, another collision there. Tapley's Hill Road near Old Port Road. And Lockleeds, Urgent Gasworks, Henley Beach Road near Findon Road. She's down at 40 with a lane closed as you're heading into the city. Quite busy at the moment, Diagonal Road at Dunrobin Road with a camera at Port Wakefield Road at Waterloo Corner. The 40 Winks Click Frenzy sale is on now. Go online and get 50% off mattresses and 30% off furniture. Exclusions apply. Hurry, end Sunday. 40 Winks. Serious about sleep. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
And the latest forecast, a possible shower tomorrow, a top of 15 degrees. Currently, it is 12. More news at 6, and as it happens on 5AA.
Hurry into Ranella Mazda. We're stocked with CX-5 and CX-9 ready for immediate delivery. No reasonable offer will be refused. CX-5 and CX-9 stock must be cleared. Just 25 minutes from the CBD. Only at Ranella Mazda. LVD 152780.
G'day, it's Eddie May from NRG Solar. More and more South Australians are taking control of their energy bills with solar and battery storage. In fact, Australians are taking up battery storage in record numbers because they're sick of rising power bills and being locked into a system where someone else calls the shots. The other huge bonus of going with NRG Solar and battery storage is that you'll be protected from blackouts with an uninterrupted power supply. Take control. Visit nrgsolar.com.au. G'day, it's Eddie May here from NRG Solar. When we first thought about radio, we realised that we really didn't understand what the audience was like and what they'd like to hear from us and hear about us. And Jimmy and the creative team at AA helped develop our ads, and as a result of that, we really started to connect with the audience very quickly, and it was a really positive experience for us from the get-go. Pretty much as soon as we started on AA, it was interesting. A lot of my friends would say, "I've just heard you on the radio," and I thought, I didn't think you guys would listen to AA, and that really opened my eyes to how wide the audience was.
To get your message out there and grow your business, visit 5AA.com.au and hit the Advertise With Us link for more information.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
27 minutes to 6. Our state team captain Joey Sinel is going to join us shortly, and Jane Claxton from our Hockey Roos, one of the co-captains there in town this weekend, play a game tomorrow out at Mate Stadium at Jeps Cross, so we'll check in with them as well. But it's time for Where Are They Now? Winter is coming. You can save money and get a Walco Guardian pool cover today. Visit walco.com.au.
The 5AA Sports Show's Where Are They Now? Past legends, past glories.
The handball. O'Brien, the running player towards centre half forward. Wilbur Wilson has a paddock to run in. Turns onto his left foot in towards goal. He's kicked one. He's moved in second.
He could kick a goal. He could take a high leap and take a swing. Players, you'll see. I used to love him, and I barracked for Port Adelaide. I'll tell you, the most popular figure at Elizabeth was this man. We welcome Wilbur Wilson to the show. G'day, Wilbur.
How you going there, Timmy?
Fantastic, my friend. I'm that excited. I know when I met you at Elizabeth that day and we did the TV together and we did the interview at half time, and afterwards he said, "What are you so excited about?" I said, "Meeting you, mate, meeting you." It was very, very, what would you say? It was like the childhood dreams coming back where you go and meet the heroes of that era. It was a magnificent era, wasn't it, that you played in the 70s and 80s?
Yeah, I guess was all biased, I think, Tim, but I certainly reflect back on those times, the 70s and 80s, when the years I played, and yes, there was each team was hard. I mean, it was great competition then.
You would leave.
Even then, you walk, you go out there to watch even the number twos or the reserves play, wouldn't you? There's some great players in those grades too.
Well, it used to be on telly. It was that popular, so it was amazing. You played between 74 and 86. You played 171 games, 331 goals. Quite staggering. Leading goal kicker in 83 and 84 for the club. Quite an amazing record, mate. Do you sometimes look back and go, wow, that went quick?
Yeah, well, I don't understand where the hell did that go, where all that time's gone. I was talking to an old mate. We normally catch up with Tex, Scratcher McKay. I don't know if you remember Ian McKay, played for us. We both started under 19s together at Centrals back in 1973, and that's 50 years ago. And just the reality hit in there when we was having a bit of a chat. Where's all that time gone?
Oh, God, we're getting old, Wilbur. You got a grandson playing. We'll get to him.
Yeah, but also, Rowey, 1973, I won the under-19s medal, the Tompkins medal, and then Tubby, Greg Turnbull, won the under-17s.
Oh, wow.
And, 50 years ago.
That's incredible.
Did you ever run into Tubby?
I haven't seen him for a while, but I did ring him up late last year. Someone,
good on you.
He was in Darwin. They just said hello. We had a common mate, so we exchanged, a few old times, conversations. It was great.
Where did it all start for you, Wilbur?
Well, I'm from Point Pierce, Aboriginal community, mate. I was raised up there with a big family and stuff. I come into town. Went to Rowey Agriculture High School back in 69, sorry. And then I stayed, obviously, and Mum come in about 18 months after, and we moved to the northern suburbs, and, I played for Salisbury North in the underage 15s, and then was lucky enough to be invited out to Centrals in 1973. And it all started there through the under-19s, and then stayed on and played on till 86.
Yeah, fantastic. Your first league game was versus Sturt at Elizabeth, and we spoke to a cousin of yours yesterday. His name is Flash Graham. Could you keep up with him, Wilbur?
No, never. He's a class above class. That bloke playing footy, is just a magic. Just watching him or playing against him, back in the day, in the Sturt days,
Your leg was your weapon, wasn't it? God, you could kick a ball.
I was pretty blessed with the left foot, you might say, but a couple of blokes, my own teammates, said, why the hell you take so much a big hook, because, they made about 3 or 4 leads in that meantime.
Well, we got a text message come in on our unique style text a computer here, and it says, I was a 17-year-old at West Wyalla when Wilbur played there. I saw his bullet-like stab passes, and they scared me. I never led to him. That was from a young fella. But
Williamstown.
Yeah, you had a beautiful stab pass.
Yeah, I was pretty blessed with a bit of kicking. Only one-sided, obviously, but so you had to make the best of it, if you had one leg. Make the best of it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, you had some coaches when you first got there. Tony Castley, of course, legend out there at Elizabeth, was coaching. Then you had Gary Window, of course, the McGarry medalist, Darryl Hicks and Kevin Neal. Give us a little insight into those coaches.
Well, a young bloke, when Tony Castley had us, he was... he sort of took me on my wing, because back in those days, you had to earn your keep there, basically. So it was hard to get into the breaking side, no matter how talented you was. So, but he seen something in me, Tony. So he did a bit of work. He took me on. I wasn't the best trainer there, Timmy, and he took me on the wing. I had to go and do an extra couple of days with him, running up in the morning. Him and a fella called Mick Daly, and they took me under their wings, and and things have sort of progressed. So Tony obviously seen something in me, such a great team player himself. Got the ball rolling for me, and got me through this initial game, sort of broke the ice, and sort of, well, this is how things go up here, young fella. But we're here to support you. You got to head down, bum up, and we'll get there together.
You did that. 84 probably your best year. Central's finished third. You kicked 67 goals, Wilbur. Gee, that's unbelievable.
Yeah, I think that was all from the flank too. I think forward flank. So it's pretty good. I think Mickey Wright and Platts was in the Bulls, and we had a real good year that year with Cowboy. Unfortunately, I didn't play in the final to the last game against North at Elizabeth. There, I done my posterior cruciate, so I didn't play in the finals that year, which was a good year for Nord. Obviously, they come fifth. I think the famous year.
Don't remember it.
Yeah.
Guess who we beat? Port Adelaide.
Yes, that's right. I know.
The other great year, of course, was 79 when a bloke called John Duckworth came over. What sort of an impact did he have?
Massive impact. Just, run hard, knock him over, try to get up, and and he sort of was that inspiration for us, basically, Mind you, he had the ball on the string that year. He was his form was just magic. But just a big fella, and he can run. He's good. He can run real quick, and got a good kick on him. A strong and a great year for Ducky. Won the medal and went for the club. We I think we finished minor round premiers that year, but bombed out the finals, unfortunately. And if we had a chance of doing anything, that would have probably been the early part of Central's premiership hopes would have been that year.
Yeah. Sadly, you didn't get the ultimate success, but you were absolutely, without doubt, one of Central's favourite sons. And then up come the Gowan brothers, and they win 9 of the next 11 in that era. That was just unbelievable. They're trying to claim, the title of Central's favourite son. Well, now you've got the stage here to be able to say to him, hang on a sec.
Well, if they had won, he won 1, but I can't knock them for 9.
I
think they deserved it. Now, I did say to, I can't remember, it was James or Chris, but I get them mixed up. But I said, the ways you blokes put us on the map, I think we should build a monument out there. So,
true.
Yeah, no, they're very worthy. They said, that was amazing that they did along with all the other lads involved.
My word.
But those two in particular, they were great for the footy club.
Mate, we're celebrating Sir Doug Nicholls round because all of the Indigenous champions that we've had go through the game, and Michael Graham we spoke to yesterday, an old teammate of yours I'd like to know whether you still catch up with in that era, Sonny Morey. I think he was number 5, back pocket, beautiful kick as well. Like, you still see Sonny?
Occasionally. We generally catch up at the footy club, and there are special occasions down there. But we do talk on phone. We either text or just say a quick hello. He's a lovely bloke, Sonny, great footballer, was sort of a mentor for me when I come in as a young guy. So I looked up to him, and he took me underneath his wing, and he was there always supporting me, and that remained right throughout our footy career, my footy career with him, and we've got a special bond together, Sonny. With and families, both haven't been Aboriginal fellows. He's gone up. I understand he's gone up to the Northern Territory just to check, trace down some of his family connections again. Sonny's a lovely guy. Yep.
Yeah, he's a ripper. Actually, he's written a book about it too. I've started reading it. It's fantastic. So, really good read. Yep. Good chap. Hey, when you finished, you went to the Barossa Light and Gawler League, played some footy at Tanunda under Mocha Dunstan, would have been an opponent of yours at one stage, and then you yourself went on to coach in the same league at Gawler Centrals, and you got him a flag there, and was it 91?
Yep, 1991, yep. That was magic. I mean, Ian McKay got me up to Tanunda, playing under Mocha. And definitely, Mocha had stood me a few times. We go back, and I felt embarrassed there. When I first went training there with Mocha, I said, Mocha, I got to own up, mate. I whacked him across the broad of his nose, I think he got a blood nose through it, playing at Elizabeth there.
Yeah.
And he obviously was holding me back. He grabbed me every time I went for a lead.
Yeah.
And I said, "Don't do that, Mark." You know.
Well, you gave him a warning.
And so I just gave him a back, and I gave him the thing, and I said, "I'm sorry about that, mate." But you know, that's what we did in those days, I guess. You know, just so under the moment, you'd be frustrated, bang. But
he wouldn't be the only one, that's done it to him, and you're the only one that's apologised.
Don't lose sleep over that one, Wilbur.
He'll love it.
And it was great playing footy with him there, and playing at Tanunda.
Yeah, but at Gawler Central, the coach of flag, I mean, that's fantastic for the club itself, but you had a couple of characters, John and David Harvey and Phil Graham playing there.
Yeah. Owie, Brent Nowens.
Brent Nowens, yes.
Yeah, another one of the Port Adelaide lads.
Yeah.
Well, we was pretty fortunate. Look, you main 4 or 5 guys there, and, it took us 3 years to get to the premiership, but Magic Club, the best time I ever had in terms of playing or coaching footy. I hadn't coached before at that level, but the personnel, the people around the club made it happen, basically, and the players were just so great. We just all gelled together, and bringing in those half a dozen or so, recruits, just capped up a really great year for the club.
Well done, mate. Well done.
And 4 years, it was great, and
well done.
Certainly I'd like to go there, back to Gawler Central, and support them, and we can. It's always good reminiscing about the good old days back in those 91 when we won the premiership.
So just on that, do you like the modern game now, Wilbur?
Probably not as much. I don't know why. Don't know. Maybe it's been. Well, officiating is okay. You got to have umpires, but I just can't keep up with the changes. Some of them,
spot on.
And there's 4 of them on the oval in there at the moment.
Yes.
But look, there's some matches I like to see. I like the finals last year, the grand finals, and the lead up to France. That was open, run-on footy. None of this kicking. Not too much kicking backwards. Change of directions and looking for a lead. I mean, watching people kick a ball to a 30 plus 40 metre pass and
on their own,
hitting them up. Yeah, that's right.
How's your grandson Kobe going out at Centrals?
No, he's playing out in the Barossa. He's up at Williston of all places.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Gee whiz, they would have been the opposition, the Donnybrooks.
Yeah. No, definitely. But he's settled in there. They've had a win on the weekend, went up and had a quick look at him. They played at Anguston. I think they got in by half a dozen points. But no, he's tried at Centrals, but he's changed direction. The young blokes want to go out and try something else. He's sticking to his mates and whatever, which is all good.
Now, Wilbur, one last one. Are you playing weight? Because you're a bit like me, a little bit rotund back in the day. How are you travelling, Wilbur?
Oh, look, I'm not bad. I reckon some people didn't recognise me. I'm under my playing weight.
Good on you.
Which is good.
You need to tell me the secret, because I'm blowing the other way.
I obviously less intake of all the good stuff.
Good
we considered over the years. Certainly turned it around a bit.
Good on you.
Yeah, so not going too bad.
Never know, you could get those boots on again. You never know your luck.
That's
right. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you very much for coming on tonight, Wilbur. Really appreciate it, mate.
No, anytime, guys. And, good stuff.
Absolute legend of the SANFL in his day, Central Districts champion, Wilbur Wilson. Where are they now?
It's all thanks to Walco. Winter is coming. Time to get a Walco Guardian pool cover. It'll keep your chemicals sealed off from the light, water clean, and no need for your pump. It is walco.com.au is where you need to go. That is a fantastic chat and a great trip down memory lane. It's time for this, though.
It's time for 7-Time Timmy's Lucky Sevens.
8223 0055. Tim, we want you to call in if you can get the 7th question right. If you like Michael yesterday, get all
Straight
7
through.
from start to finish.
Never seen anything like it.
Can win your way
Amazing.
into the footy this Friday night.
A couple of harder ones tonight.
Yeah, we'll make it a little bit more difficult. 822 300 55. Port locker room tickets against Melbourne on Friday. Here's your traffic.
At Penfield, got a crash Northern Expressway near the Heaslip Road exit ramp. Royal Park got a crash there too. Tapley's Hill Road near Old Port Road. And Lockleed's Urgent Gasworks, Henley Beach Road near Findon Road. She's down to 40 k's. Busy right now, Main North Road at Frost Road with cameras Ocean Steamers Road, Port Adelaide, and the Port River Expressway at Wingfield. The Hyson Tunnel down track is closed for night works with traffic diverted to the up track tunnel. Allow extra travel time. Register for updates at dit.sa.gov.au/Hyson. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show. He's a key defender for the Adelaide Crows and a fan of fine films. Join Tom Duday with David and Will each week on 5AA Breakfast, thanks to Leader Computers.
Leader Computers, Australia's largest Australian-owned PC manufacturer, based right here in Adelaide.
I'm here at Cherry Glen Osmond. It's home to the car that everyone is talking about, the Cherry Emotive 5. What a spectacular vehicle. It's light years ahead of everything in its class and starting from 33,000 drive away. It's got everything you dream of in a car. The tech is mind-blowing and it comes with a 5-star NCAP safety rating, 7-year factory warranty and fixed price servicing. If you're looking for a new car, you've got to go Cherry. Book a test drive at gocherry.com.au.
Have you got the ticket that could change everything? The $4 million grand prize in the Hospital Research Foundation Home Lottery is what dreams are made of. Fully furnished and custom built by Scott Salisbury Homes in Leafy, Melbourne. This grand prize is absolute luxury and comes with $200,000 cash. Retire early, invest or live mortgage free. The choice is yours. Join the fight. To see full details, visit homelottery.com.au. Licence M14364.
Super Sipper drink bottles have arrived at Drake's supermarkets. So now you can stay hydrated in style and be the envy of all your friends. Get your free Super Sippers drink bottle when you spend $50 in an eligible transaction. There's 18 awesome drink bottles to collect. It's only while stocks last. Don't miss out. Sippers that are this super won't last long. Get into Drake's and start your Super Sipper drink bottle collection today. Drake's. Ingredients for thirsty days.
Did you know that roughly 2.5 billion people watched Princess Diana's funeral worldwide on TV? At Simplicity Funerals, we like to keep funerals more simple, less stressful and affordable. simplicityfunerals.com.au.
Too many bottles, cans and containers aren't being recycled properly, ending up in the yellow bin or landfill. Direct Collect is solving this for good. Sign up to Direct Collect today and they'll deliver one of their blue bins to you. Once you've filled it with bottles, cans and containers, all you have to do is book a collection and Direct Collect takes care of the rest. Your refund will be deposited to your bank account or you can choose to donate it to a participating charity or club. Search Direct Collect online.
As my parents have grown older, driving has become more challenging. Intersections feel busier, driving in peak hour traffic and travelling longer distances is stressful, and driving at night or in bad weather is risky. Even small mistakes can be costly. Look for the signs. If you notice driving is getting harder for loved ones, talk about the alternatives. Help them make a plan to stop driving on their terms. Don't let your parents stop driving by accident. Think road safety, a message from the Government of South Australia.
Breaking news at Beaumont's. Australia's newest range of hard flooring has arrived. Luxury vinyl, heavenly hybrid, stunning laminate and engineered timber. And right now, buy 5 square metres and get the next one free. For all your flooring needs, you'll be happy you chose Beaumont's.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
6 minutes to 6.
It's time for 7-time Timmy's Lucky Sevens.
Well, they're the best tickets in town. 5AA Locker Room. It's Friday night footy. It's easy. Just get the 7th question right and off you go. Larry from Parafield Gardens, you're first off. Here's Timmy.
You beauty, Larry. This is all thanks to the Port Adelaide Football Club. PortAdelaideFC.com.au. You can get your tickets for tomorrow night's game. We got Larry with the first question.
Yeah, right.
How many AFL premierships? Oh, sorry, minor premierships. How many AFL minor premierships have Port Adelaide won? It's an answer between 1 and 5.
3.
Sorry, Larry.
Les.
He won't be as happy as. Scott. G'day, Scott.
How are you?
How many AFL minor premierships have Port Adelaide won?
It's either 2 or 4. We'll go for 4.
Yeah,
4 is
well done,
correct, Scott.
That
Well
is
played.
smart.
Question number 2. Which former Port Adelaide player took out the AFL's Rising Star Award in 2006?
Oh, Rising Star.
Sir Doug Nichols round.
Left
Is he
footer.
a forward player?
He was a little left footer, played wing. Quick. Good kick. Went to Freo.
Yeah, I know the guy. I can't think. No.
DP.
Sorry, mate.
We're
All
trying to
right.
lead the witness there.
You were trying to lead the witness. Let's
Dougie.
go to Doug.
Daniel Pearce.
Daniel Pearce, correct. Well done, Doug. Next one is, which Port Adelaide player won the club's John Cahill medal in the premiership winning season of 2004?
Midfielder, was he?
Nah, friend of show, Dougie.
Maybe Warren?
There you go,
Yeah,
Warren
good get.
Gary.
Okay, next one is, which active AFL player has kicked the most AFL goals? So what current AFL player has kicked the most AFL goals?
So it would have to be Buddy.
Correct, Buddy
Wade.
Franklin. Port Adelaide take on Melbourne on Friday night. Where do the D's currently sit on the ladder?
It's top 4.
Yeah.
Which one of them?
Yeah.
Is it second or third?
Come on, Dougie. It's like pulling teeth.
Go with one.
Have a step.
Second.
Oh, Dougie, you just got there. Question 6, Doug. Which Port Adelaide player wears Guernsey number 2 currently?
I might get it wrong on the same one I got it wrong on Monday night. Sam Powell-Pepper.
Oh,
Yeah, you got him right. Well done. And
There's a real theme to these
Dougie,
questions.
you want to finish it off? Who is the leading goal kicker for Port Adelaide this season?
Oh, what number does he wear? Does he wear number 4?
No,
you
we
don't
can't
get that.
say that.
You
No.
don't get that.
Oh, well. Go with your gut feel.
Todd Marshall.
Oh,
Last hurdle.
Your
Let's go to
gut- your
Ralph.
gut feel was
Ralph,
clearly
can you
wrong.
clean up here, Ralph?
Ralph!
You there, Ralph?
2 to 6. Ralph, turn your radio on and come on. Nah, you're gone. Travis at Ridleyton. Trav.
Trav?
It's got to be Charlie, right?
No.
Oh, Trav.
Sorry, Trav.
Do we go back to Ralph?
Yeah, see if Ralph's there.
Oh, Ralph's dropped out.
He's
Matthew.
dropped out. Matthew, how are you, Matt?
Finlayson.
There we
That's
go.
correct. Congratulations, Matthew. You've come through.
There we go.
Just like Stephen Bradbury, right at the end. And won
Right
the-
at the end, right on the board. Right back, boys.
Well done, mate. Enjoy tomorrow night. Well, sorry, Friday night at Adelaide Oval. All thanks to portadelaidefc.com.au, where you can get your locker room tickets.
Thanks, 5AA. Appreciate it.
No, you'll
Good
enjoy that. A lot of people saying, so what were those games that they finished top? It was 02, 03, 04.
The minor premierships,
2020.
yes. Yep. Yeah.
We did play a grab about Travis Boak backing in Matty Nix. We've had a lot of texts come through on
Backing
the
in
unique
Ken Hinkley. Yeah,
unique
yeah.
home style foods. How's this one? Goodbye Travis and goodbye Ken. Well, that's.
Was there a name to that?
And what about this one? Hey Row, you beep beep beep. Why do you knock Port at every opportunity? Just to annoy Port fans, I bet. I don't hear Timmy doing the same for the Crows. Well, yes, you do.
Me? No.
Not on air, you
no,
don't.
I
But,
don't
but
do
in
that.
the sport room,
No,
you-
I don't do that. I don't. Do I delve in it?
It's,
Sam
listen.
Sam
No
will back me
name.
up.
No
No,
name.
you
Oi,
don't.
Sam will back me up.
no name. It's called rivalry. It's called friendly banter. Don't get too sensitive about it. If I put a bit of accelerant on the fire, just enjoy the flames.
Let it burn. Is that what you're
Let
saying?
it burn.
It's good fun.
Jeez.
We are on Friday going to be Adelaide Oval. Timmy's going to be there in the coach's booth and he's
Yes.
going to be enjoying the state game. And our captain for SA is Joey Sinor. He's going to join us next.
You'll be able to-
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G. online, on DAB digital radio and on 1395 AM. Talking Adelaide. This is Adelaide's 5AA.
A possible shower tomorrow, a top of 15 after getting down to 6 overnight. With the 6 o'clock news, I'm David Bruce.
It's nearly tax time. Act now for immediate delivery on Mitsubishi Triton from Agostino Mitsubishi, Nailsworth and Elizabeth.
The US President has cancelled his trip to Australia, throwing a high-level security meeting into disarray. Federal political editor Michael Packey has the details.
US officials have been working with authorities in Sydney and Canberra ahead of Joe Biden's arrival next week, but the Australian government's been blindsided by the President pulling out of the visit to deal with America's debt crisis. Prime Minister Anthony Albanese says it's disappointing but understandable.
The Quad Leaders meeting will not be going ahead.
President Biden would have been joined in Sydney by his Japanese and Indian counterparts. Business New South Wales Chief Executive Paul Nicolau says it's a blow to the city.
The obvious impacts will be for hotels, taxi drivers, restaurants, cafes, retail.
The leaders could meet on the sidelines of the G7 summit in Japan instead.
New figures show an increase in Australians' wages, but their spending power is going backwards. Zach De Silva has more.
The average pay packet has grown by 3.7% in the year to March. That's the fastest growth rate in at least a decade. Federal Treasurer Jim Chalmers says the increase is welcome, but the cost of living is still too high.
We want wages growth in this country to be strong and sustainable.
The opposition's Angus Taylor says with inflation hovering at 7%, people's spending power isn't improving.
Workers are going backwards at the moment.
The Reserve Bank will examine the wages data closely when it makes its next interest rate decision in June.
Reconnaissance teams have entered a burnt-out hostel building in New Zealand, but it's likely to be another day before the search for victims can begin. It's now believed the fire was deliberately lit, and a homicide investigation has been launched. The reconnaissance teams are developing plans for a more extensive search, which is likely to get underway tomorrow. Acting District Commander Dion Bennett says they will then start searching for the 11 people who are still missing.
We know there are many people waiting for news of family and friends, including residents who escaped the fire and who are keenly waiting for news of their fellow tenants.
200 Australian firefighters are heading to Canada to battle blazes burning across the province of Alberta. Canada requested help from Australia to take on wildfires which have scorched more than 600,000 acres since Sunday. The rising cost of living is hurting more and more Australians. Research by the Salvation Army shows 93% of people who've reached out to the service in the past year are left with less than $6 a day to save or spend once they've paid for all the essentials. Major David Collinson says it's heartbreaking and is encouraging those who can to donate to this year's Red Shield appeal.
Look, what we're seeing a lot at the moment is a lot of single mums coming into our centres asking for help, people asking for help to put food in their kids' lunchboxes, people asking for help for fuel to drive their kids to school.
Now turning to 5AA Sport. The AFL Commission will continue to review the start time for the grand final, but is opting with tradition, sticking with a 2 o'clock first bounce this year. That's Central Standard Time. The league says its role is to deliver the best game experience both for fans at the ground and those watching on TV. St Kilda coach Ross Lyon is willing to play 3 talls up forward as Max King gets ready to return against the Giants on Sunday. The Saints will be without Tim Membry on the weekend due to concussion protocols. But Lyon says King, Membry and Anthony Caminiti can work in the same side.
We would love Max and Tim and Camo and playing the one team. I suppose the Western Bulldogs explored the height and, can someone like Rory Lobb, one of our guys, go to the wing? I sort of like the idea of it.
Now checking 5AA traffic.
Worried about cheap insurance? Who offers great value cover you won't regret? Amy does. Before buying insurance issued by Amy, read the PDS and TMD at amy.com.au and consider whether it's right for you.
At Penfield, got a crash on the Northern Expressway near the Heasley Road exit ramp. Royal Park, got a crash there. Tapley's Hill Road near Old Port Road. And Lockleys Urgent Gas Works, Henley Beach Road near Findon Road. She's down to 40 k's with the lane closed. Busy at the moment, Cross Road and Anzac Highway with cameras, Port Wakefield Road, Waterloo Corner and Prospect Road at Prospect. The King Living Media Sale is on now. Save up to 50% on selected Australian-designed furniture. Sale on now. Visit the King Living Keswick showroom today. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
And the 5AA forecast.
Get the Toyota forklift advantage. Visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
A possible shower tomorrow, a top of 15 after getting down to just 6 degrees overnight. Showers on Friday up to 17 and showers all weekend. Currently, it's 10 degrees. Now let's hear what's happening on 9 News tonight.
Commuters lash out as an Extinction Rebellion activist abseils off a city bridge. Adelaide's red light runner hotspots, where motorists are dicing with danger the most. Jetstar makes major changes to its check-in rules. Why the US President has cancelled his trip down under. And the link between the health of your gut and your heart. I'm Brenton Raglas. The full story on 9 News, happening now.
For nearly 40 years, no one has done certified used cars quite like Steinborner Automotive, with dedicated yards including SA's best range of commercials loaded and ready to go, including SA's only dedicated small car and SUV centre, and SA's only large SUV and 4x4 centre suited for any lifestyle. Steinborner still also has the best range of Commodores, from ZBs to the collectibles. View all late model used vehicles at steinborner.com.au. Steinborner Automotive. It's well worth the trip.
Look around your house and yard. If you see old tools, broken bike frames, an old fridge and even that old car, don't look at it as junk, look at it as dollar signs. At Nor Metals, our priority is to give you the best value for your scrap metal disposal. We offer cash for scrap Monday to Friday and Saturday mornings for a range of different steel supplies and car components, including bodies and radiators. Get cash for your scrap at Nor Metals, 255 Grand Junction Road, Ottawa.
Were you a fan of Roy Orbison? Simon and Garfunkel, Frankie Valli, Cliff Richard, or the Bee Gees? Well, don't miss the all-new Robertson Brothers 1960s variety TV show with special guest stars Simon Brooke McLaughlin from the Jersey Boys and the #1 Roy Orbison tribute artist Dean Bourne. The Robertson Brothers 1960s variety TV show.
Her Majesty's Theatre, Adelaide, June 29.
Taking care of your hearing health is so important, and it's that much easier with Audica. If you're a pensioner or a veteran cardholder, you may be eligible for government-subsidised hearing aids. And if you don't qualify, Audica also offers 0% interest, fee-free and flexible payment plans. For full conditions and to book your free hearing check, visit audica.com.au or call 1-800-HEARING. Free hearing checks are for adults aged 26 years and over. Conditions apply under the Australian Government Hearing Services Program.
You don't have to navigate life after school alone. At Barkuma, we partner with people on the journey to their best life. We're here for you. Barkuma is a specialist in providing NDIS supports for young people living with disability and learning difficulties. Barkuma builds confidence and skills through school leaver employment supports so you can discover your employment potential. To find out more, visit barkuma.com.au because life is better with Barkuma.
With even more NBN speed to more Australian homes, NBN is really made for more. More what, I hear you say? Well, more streaming. More gaming. And more working from home.
See ya. Bye.
Pretty cool, huh? To find out how you could enjoy a faster, more reliable NBN home connection, search NBN More Speed. Experiences may vary due to a range of factors.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
9 minutes after 6 on your Wednesday night. Coming up shortly, we're going to speak to the Hockey Roos co-captain Jane Claxton. Hockey Roos are in town at Jeps Cross. They play tomorrow night and Saturday and Sunday. If you love your hockey, worth watching. We'll speak to Jane shortly. Peter Roach from Cricket Australia. We have the fixture out for next summer. Looking forward to that and what it all entails. And Michael Laminato, Formula One rider for Fox Sports. Lots to get through because the Grand Prix in Italy looks like it could be under a little bit of a cloud, and not just literally as well. There's plenty of rain over there. Whether it'll go ahead or not is a very big question mark right now. He's on the ground. 9 minutes after 6, looking forward to Friday, Timmy.
Well, the West End State side has been picked, and so has its captain, to take on WA this Friday, and it's all thanks to Joey Sinor. G'day, mate. Congratulations on being captain.
G'day, Timmy, Rowey. Thanks for having me, guys.
Well done, buddy.
A bit of a shock, you reckon?
Yeah, I was just hoping I didn't get cut, mate, as I said somewhere else. So, just grateful for the opportunity to pull on the stake Guernsey again. It's a great honour.
Yeah, well, you said when Jade Rawlings called you, you thought it might be, oh dear, getting the chop. But that's my job, mate. I've taken it over from Rowey. We're the blokes with the axe, unfortunately. But what a call it must have been. Were you surprised?
Yeah, no, I was, for sure. I was just on the rub-down table at the footy club, and I saw Jade Rawlings' number pop up, and I thought, oh, God, this could go two ways here. So, no, I was just very honoured, and he sort of offered me the opportunity to lead the boys out on Friday, and I couldn't have said yes any quicker. So it's a huge honour, and very thankful for the to the coaches and the selectors, Timmy.
Well done, Joey. We played you in the state team last year, and you're absolutely superb. So I think this sits on your shoulders perfectly. South Australian, born and bred. You love West End as a product. I'll get to that. What sort of skipper are you?
Yeah, I'm probably more of an on-field sort of captain, Rowey, I'd say. Just perhaps it's sort of hard to talk about this, to be honest. But yeah, probably the lead by actions on the field, and off the field, you just try and be a great teammate and a mentor to certainly a lot of the young fellas at the footy club, and try and pass on the experience that you've been through as well. So yeah, try and have a balance between both, ideally.
Yeah, well, you do lead by example. That's why you're the skipper. How did Studley Corn speak last night? Did you take anything out of it?
Yeah, no, he was awesome. You could hear the passion and energy coming from him when he spoke about the Guernsey, and his time as a coach and as a player as well. So it was amazing to sit there and listen to him, and certainly passed on some great knowledge and some tips to go out there and beat WA. So it was awesome to listen to.
Well, Jade Sheedy had the team last year, and it'd be a bit different for you. You would have been used to Jade's voice and the like. What about the new Jade Rawlings? How have you found him so far?
Yeah, Twig, he was awesome last year for me. We struck up a pretty good relationship on our trip to Perth last year. So I spent a lot of time with him last year, just sitting there and picking his brains. He's got a lot of experience at a number of AFL clubs, and really impressed with what he's been able to do at Norwood in a pretty short time. And I've really enjoyed Twig and the way he goes about it. So it was awesome to have him as the coach this year.
You've been known in your career as a very, very good defender, and you run off and make sure you use the ball well. How's the move to the midfield suited you?
Yeah, it's probably back to my younger days when I was a footballer coming through the ranks of the Eagles, especially. So not too foreign to me. It's it was just a balancing act. Early days, just wanted to play league footy, so it was a matter of playing down back to get a spot, and then as she's come to the club the last few years, I've sort of integrated back onto the footy, which I enjoy. Going in there and just throwing the weight around a little bit, and then at times going back to half back. I think it's good balance for me as a footballer.
It's funny, I think I played my best footy after I had kids. I think Timmy might be the same. It might be the fact you're getting older, but you've certainly been like that. Father of the Year, Joey, well done.
Thanks, Rowey. Yeah, no, it's good. It's the best thing you'll ever go through, Rowey, as you're aware as well. So it is. It's good. It's a good balancing act with SANFL footy, because it does consume a lot of your life. But having the kids there when you go home, and it's really a good way to be able to switch off and concentrate on the more important things in life, which are your family. So that's been awesome.
Well done, Joey. Love you, mate. You know that. But stop calling me 3 sheets to the wind on my son's phone at 3 a.m. to get me to pick you up, all right? I know it's you, Joey. Joey, I know it's you.
Yeah, I've got to stop doing that. I know. Sorry about that, Joey. Don't answer. I'm glad you're not answering.
Well, I tell you what. You win as captain, you can get as much West End cans down your tonsils after the win, and I'll be more than happy and proud to drive you home and tuck you into bed. There you are.
Yeah, we'll give it a shake, for sure.
Hey, Joey,
Well done, mate.
the WA team, I watched a bit of them. You would have been impressed with them last season. They definitely have got some talent, haven't they? And they pushed us to the wire last year.
Yeah, they do, Timmy. They're they're naturally very, very quick and very skilled sort of players. They play on those bigger decks over in WA, and they're all very good runners. So that's what I sort of took out of last year. That sort of need to match them around the contest. Otherwise, you could be chasing arse for a lot of the day. So yeah, that'll be the focus for sure.
And you've got some good midfielders around you. Have you been impressed with some of the squad members in the team so far?
Yeah, there's a lot of great players from across the competition, which just shows the evenness of the competition. I think there's probably 4 or 5 or 6 midfielders from different clubs. So yeah, it'd be good to work with them and try and all work together to get the win at the end of the day. That's the idea. So yeah, really excited.
Excellent, mate. Well, all the best on Friday. We'll see you there and lead the West End State team to victory.
Yeah, that's the plan, Timmy. Thanks, guys.
Well done, Joey. He's a ripper.
Fantastic. Joey Sinor, the captain of the West End State team, playing WA this Friday at 3 p.m.
Yeah, it's going to be a great game. We'll be there with the show on Friday before the game.
We've had a lot of texts on the Unique Homestyle Foods text line. I'm a Sandford fan. Love to go and watch that red jumper. How do I get a ticket? Well, you've got to have an AFL accredited Port Melbourne ticket.
Yep.
So if you love your Sandford and you're already a member at Port, you can get in. You can watch. It starts at 3. If you want to get into general admission, I'd get on the Port Adelaide website or get on Ticketek, buy your ticket, and happy days. We might try and give some away, maybe.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. I know Jack sent in one a bit earlier just saying, why is it at Adelaide Oval? Why is it a preview to an AFL game? And you've actually got insight on that because when you were chairman of selectors for how many years? 4
Yeah, oh God, it was something like that. Yeah. But we did a survey with all the Sandford players. Do you like the program? Do you want to continually do it? Because it's a big investment for the Sandford to do it. And I love the commission sign it off every year because the players just love it. Where do you want to play it? What do you want to do? What's the best time slot? You want to have a bye? All this sort of stuff. And what came back strongly was it has to be at Adelaide Oval.
Yeah.
So they want to play at Adelaide Oval any chance they can. They would, and why would you not?
Yep.
One of the best footy grounds and cricket grounds in Australia. The precursor to that was, do you want it to be standalone or would you like it to be a curtain raiser? And a lot of them said, we'd look great to be a curtain raiser. You can stay and watch an AFL game and, bigger crowd because the crowd builds. It'd be fantastic. So it sort of like went down that path and I could see why it wasn't a standalone. We did have a standalone game at Adelaide Oval one particular year. Not a huge crowd rocked up and it just cost the Sandford a lot of money.
Right.
So I think
because it costs a lot to open those gates.
Look, it does. Every time you open that gate and you've got to staff it and turn those lights on, it's ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching.
Gotcha.
So I think this is the best. Everyone wins. It's Adelaide Oval, but sadly for the fan, if you're not a Port supporter and you don't want to stay, you can't afford it. Yeah. You've got to get an AFL ticket.
Because some people think a Saturday afternoon standalone at a Nord Oval or a Richmond Oval or something like that might be the way to go. But you've just
they want to play at
You've
Adelaide
just explained it beautifully,
and
so hopefully that answers your question, Jack. Thank you.
Andrew sent in a quick text just momentarily as well, just sort of along similar lines around the scheduling. So there's the answer for those who are worried. 18 after 6, we're going to speak to Hockey Roos co-captain Jane Claxton next. They're coming to Adelaide and they play tomorrow.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G. 5AA's Weekend of Footy. Thanks to EcoVantage. Install an energy-efficient heat pump with EcoVantage. Pump your energy bills down. EcoVantage.com.au.
Ooh, race 7's about to jump. What do we reckon, lads?
A guy in the community says he's keen on the roughie.
Do we trust him?
Well, his username is I'm a real big stats guy.
Say no more.
Connect, banter and follow tips with a community of like-minded punters only in Ladbrokes communities. Ladbroke it! T's and C's apply and available on website. You win some, you lose more. For free and confidential support, visit gamblinghelponline.org.au.
Today I'm talking to Tracy, who is one of Arbor Vitae's many happy customers. Hi, Tracy.
Hello, Lee.
When did you start taking Arbor Vitae and what for?
I'm a cake maker by trade and suffered with sore hands for years, which is a common issue for my fellow bakers. They know how debilitating it is. A friend suggested I tried Arbor Vitae, and I can't believe how well it's worked for me.
What benefits have you noticed from Arbor Vitae?
It was after my second bottle that I noticed the difference. My pain has all but disappeared. It's like a magic potion. I'm able to work with no pain. No stretch of the truth. It's worked so well for me.
It's wonderful to hear how much of a positive impact it has had on your life. Thank you for your time, Tracy. Arbor-Vitae is an anti-inflammatory supplement made from natural ingredients like pycnogenol, enzyme papain from the papaya fruit, aloe vera and honey. Remember, for more information, visit arborvitae.com.au, and remember, always read the label and follow the directions for use. Stocked in chemists and health food stores all over Adelaide.
At Mawson Lakes Volkswagen, we believe you shouldn't settle for anything. You deserve the best. So why settle for an SUV when you could be enjoying an SUVW? Come and see our range of T-Roc and T-Cross, the small SUVs that are big on features. Don't wait months for your new T-Roc or T-Cross, and don't settle for an SUV when you can own an SUVW today from Mawson Lakes Volkswagen. Salisbury Highway, just a short drive from the city.
I never thought I'd be homeless at 70, but I was, and I'm not alone. Women my age are experiencing homelessness at alarming rates. Please donate to the Vinnie's Winter Appeal at vinnies.org.au or call 131812 and give older women like me the immediate and long-term support needed to escape homelessness forever. If it wasn't for Vinnie's, I don't know where I'd be.
Are you ready to try a revolutionary hearing aid? The hearing experts at Audica are looking for people who want to keep living life to the full while prioritising their hearing health. Audica offers invisible style hearing aids, and you may be eligible to give them a try for free for 2 weeks. Chat to your Audica clinician to find out if you are eligible. If you're over 26, book a free hearing check today. Visit audica.com.au or call 1-800-HEARING. T's and C's apply.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
22 minutes after 6. Peter Roach from Cricket Australia shortly with the summer schedule out now, and Michael Laminato on the ground in Italy ahead of the Formula One Grand Prix this weekend.
Well, the Hockey Roos have got a 3-match test series. It's against India, starts tomorrow at our State Hockey Centre in Jeps Cross. We're blessed to get SA's Hockey Roos co-captain, Jane Claxton. Jane, welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
Now, Jane, we owe India, don't we? They knocked us out of the Tokyo Olympics.
Yeah, yes. So it feels like a lifetime ago, really, and it was only a few years.
We got back at them at the Com Games, didn't we?
Yes, we did, yeah. We managed to get through the semi-final in a heated battle that went to one-on-one, and we ended up prevailing.
Well done. Tell us about some of the new players we've got in the team. There's about 5 of them.
Yeah, 5 girls, which is a very unique experience. Usually we don't debut that many girls at once, so it's going to be an incredible opportunity for them. A few girls spread across, I guess, the country. 1 girl from WA, 2 from Victoria, and 2 from Queensland. So, yeah, it's quite a good mix, and I've actually grew up playing with a lot of them, so it's actually pretty special to see them come full circle and achieve their dream.
Absolutely. So when they come into the lineup, Jane, what sort of induction happens?
It's pretty basic these days. There's nothing too crazy that anyone has to go through. I think I heard stories from back in the day where there was some pretty wild initiations. But, yeah, these days it's pretty low-key. We know it's a pretty stressful time for them coming in, achieving one of their biggest dreams, which is playing for their country. There's a lot of, I guess, expectation, nervous energy, so we try and make it as a smooth a process as possible, I guess.
I had a look at the world rankings, and I was actually surprised. Well, we're 3rd, but India 8th. And I thought, wow, with all the tight battles we have against them, I would have thought they would have been ranked higher.
Yeah, I think, which is pretty unique in the women's league these days, the top 8 nations are really close, technically, tactically and physically. So there's not a huge, I guess, range within that top 8 in terms of anyone sticking out currently, which is really great, I guess, for the competition. So, yeah, whenever we're coming up against someone in the top 8, we know it's going to be a tough battle because there's not much, I guess, differentiating them.
Yeah, no, fair enough too. And the 3 games in a row, Thursday, Saturday and then Sunday, obviously that gives you an opportunity to play a lot of these newbies in amongst the experienced players?
Yeah, we've kind of come into this, I guess, not really putting much on the result. We don't want to put a lot of pressure on the girls coming in,
Preparation.
having to do anything outside of the norm. And so we're hoping by Sunday we've kind of nutted out a lot of, I guess, the errors or beginner mistakes, and hopefully by Sunday we're hitting our straps and those girls can really shine.
We've got the Oceania Cup in August, haven't we?
Yeah, we do, and we're kind of in, I guess not many people know this about our sport, but we have to qualify for the Olympics every time we go, even though we're in the top 3 nations in the world.
That's ridiculous.
So, yeah, we heading into that, it's going to be a ball of nervous energy, having to win the tri-series against New Zealand to go to Paris.
So that Oceania Cup, that's your qualifier for the Paris Olympics. That's it right there.
Yeah, exactly.
Goodness.
So there's a lot laying on 3 games, and I guarantee you that first game will, start very hectic with the amount of nervous energy that will be out there.
When do you start gazing forward? Because I'd be a gazer forward. The Olympics, it's everything. It's next year, Jane.
Yeah, bit over 12 months.
I know, and because it's such a short gap between Tokyo and Paris, it's really snuck up on us. But you always kind of have one eye on the present, one eye on the future, especially in Olympic sports. That's something that you're obviously always in the back of your mind ticking over, and something that internal motivation on the hard days. So, unfortunately you can't just block it out entirely and try and be in the present. It's something that always plays on your mind as an athlete.
Well, you're one of 2 South Aussies in the squad. You're our co-captain. How exciting is it for you to play in front of the family?
Yeah, so I think the last time I played in front of a home crowd for Australia was a Japan series, and I was lucky enough to captain that, so I already know the feelings and emotions that will come along with that, standing in front of a home crowd singing my national anthem at the front of the line. And it's a rare opportunity. I think a lot of people think Adelaide is a country town, and so we never really have these major sporting opportunities. So I never expected to play in the Hockeyroos as long as I have, let alone captain it, and now on top of that play in front of my family and friends.
Who calls it a country town? Those Victorians don't,
I know,
do they, Jane?
The Sydney people, Sydney people.
Oh, those Sydney people. You stick up for yourself, Jane Claxton.
Exactly.
Hey, we're damn proud of you. Well done. Have a ripper. 3 games, starts tomorrow night. Get down to the State Hockey Centre. It's at Jeps Cross. I think they call it Mate Stadium.
That's correct.
It is world class. It's great. Brilliant. And we've got the best out there. Jane, thanks for your time.
Thank you so much, and I cannot wait to see all the little kids out there watching.
Oh, beautiful.
Brilliant.
Do. Make sure you do Jane Claxton there. Hockeyroos co-captain.
Yeah, it's
That is a great
Fantastic
game live.
too. Well done.
How
Congratulations on that.
Awesome.
I love watching it. I love watching hockey.
My Gemma started playing because I played as a young lad. Remember, I told you, from Western Australia.
That's right.
Everyone plays hockey over there. I don't know what that is, but
Rick Charlesworth.
It might be back to Rick Charlesworth, who was pretty good. And Gemma was a centre back for her local club there. And I remember out in the grass tennis court, we would practice. And Gemma would have only been about, I don't know, and the centre back is the one that cracks it up the field. And you've got to stop it and all that. So, Gemma, I used to play state hockey, mate. Crack it as hard as you can. And I'll trap it. And she has, I think she'd only been 12 or 13. She's cracked this thing as sweet as Rick Charlesworth or Jane Claxton. And I haven't quite trapped it right. It's come off the lip and gone straight through the back window. And
got the edge.
Mama Bear comes. It was a thick outside edge. It would have been Court and Gully.
Wow.
Oh, but God, she smoked. A little kid like that
she can't hit it.
She hit it sweet.
There you go.
And it's,
never underestimate your kids.
I think that was the end of Gemma's hockey, and she had to pick up a netball after that.
28 after 6. We're going to change tack. Talk cricket next with their head of scheduling, because the international cricket summer schedule for 23-24 has been locked and loaded.
The 5AA Sports Show, Rowey and Timmy G. 5AA Breakfast.
Morning to you, Luce.
The Extinction Rebellion protesters are